Episode 18 is upon us again, and it's obviously another good podcast because really 2 hours, that's a long podcast, but I mean when it boils down to it, we had a lot of fun. No, we talked a lot about topics, but The Walking Dead seemed to be the majority of the podcast. What else is new? Well, it was anyways until we got to the end, but we also talked about Arrow and how it's been doing so well. So I hope you guys listen to the podcast and really enjoy it. And just a quick heads up, we also did a huge piece about Ellen Page recently coming out, so give that a listen because we were very conflicted among each other, I guess I would say, on how it should have came about. But I hope you enjoy the podcast, episode 18. Have a cherry jonga.
I'd like to have a calm discussion on this topic. You think we can manage that?
Yeah, it took me.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, when I first accessed the notes, the only thing I saw were, I think, 3 Walking Dead questions. And I'm like,
I was having a meltdown while driving.
why are there no Arrow questions? That's okay, I got some things I'll bring up. I get home. Oh, they are all there? Perfect.
I was literally, we were driving away from the Starbucks, and he sent me like, where's the Arrow questions? And I was like having a meltdown while driving. I was like, I just wrote them, but my laptop died.
No, it's
So I thought it didn't save, and I'm like, oh, these are actually pretty good questions. This is horse shit.
Thank God for the cloud.
She's gay now? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't, what?
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't know who the hell Ellen Page was. I'm like,
You know what? I'm just going to say this, like, good for her, but not shocked.
Well, yeah. Well,
Why should
I'm
anyone
not shocked.
be shocked?
No.
I really...
I'm going to wait till...
Like, anyone who has sex with Michael Cera turns them gay. Like, I
in the
mean,
movie.
Kat Dennings, she's the only person that survived it.
So far.
Well, she's got her own hit TV show now,
Who
the
was
Two
she
Broke
in?
Girls.
What did
She did Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Don't ask how I know.
Because you watched it.
Yeah, but she's not bad on the eyes. That's
No,
what
she's
you
not.
want.
Well, what was her first movie? I can tell you her first movie.
Because her
Isn't she in
What?
Thor also? Isn't she the talking?
No, we're talking about Kat
Thor,
Dennings.
no?
But yes, you're right, Juno for Ellen Page. Kat Dennings'
Oreo Virgin.
first movie was actually... No, just before For You a Virgin, she did Hostage with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great
Don't
movie.
go to the bottom of the foot. That'll tickle.
What?
I like her
I'm
quote.
letting
I
the
tried
dog
to be
sniff.
anorexic for like 4 hours and I was like, screw it, I want food.
Yeah,
What?
Kat Dennings, she's
That's
like, I tried
great.
to be anorexic for like 4 hours. I was like, I'm really hungry, I like food. So true.
Yeah, tickle.
I try to be anorexic all the time and I'm like, fuck, I need
you know...
carbs.
You gotta eat lots of carbs. Apparently, Rainer devastated some pancakes today.
I did.
Poor
I-
pancakes.
Oh, no. It's
Are we
all,
going?
it's all about crepes now. Crepes. buddy.
Crepes? Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the English word for it.
I like
Crepes.
crepes.
Pancakes, yeah, they pipe.
Oh,
I try.
Crepe is the skinny
Is this-
pancakes.
yeah,
the bulimic pancake.
I try.
What?
I have yet to find a gluten-free
What?
crepe recipe.
Challenge accepted.
Alright.
I'm already recording.
I've been on a crepe bit like recently.
Oh, we're
It's just
going?
Every
I
morning
was.
crepes made. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, I miss crepes.
Anyways, maybe we should get on topic.
Hashtag drool. I just
Yeah.
Hashtag drool. Did you
Just did
hashtag drool?
I just hashtagged in the air.
Oh,
That
God.
doesn't even look like a
Well, you know
hashtag. It looks
what?
like you're doing a triangle or some shit at me.
At least
It's
it's
a
not.
gang sign now.
At least it's
That's
not
why-
air quotes.
That's why I'm called the
quotes.
special guest.
You know, we'll never offer you a job. You do
I don't-
understand this.
oh, I'm
gonna-
Yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
you
have to
do.
get
I think
my-
deep down inside, you're like one of our fanboys.
You know what? I've
You
got
could be one of our groupies.
I've got
I know
something-
where you all live.
I don't know where she. I don't even know where
I
she
know what
lives.
she had for breakfast.
You don't know where I
You don't know where he lives.
Yeah, I know it all. I know where he lives.
Do you know where she lives?
I know his lifting patterns.
What is wrong with you?
Because I know he works out. That's the only reason why.
So, welcome to the podcast, Mark.
I'll bring you a special helmet for next week.
Dude, I got
The
like
Viking
a rack
helmets.
at home.
This week we're going to talk about The Walking Dead.
Again?
Well, no, we're talking
I'm
about
just
last
kidding.
week's episode. Why you gotta be like that? You be one of those people that are gonna sit there and say that episode was garbage because there was barely any killing in it.
I'm in a happy giddy mood.
The fucking kid got chocolate pudding. Automatic win.
I think if you find something like that in the zombie apocalypse in such a large amount,
That is an ultimate win. That is win.
That is a win. It's like, you know what? I don't care if my record of killing zombies is I killed 700 zombies during this apocalypse so far. What do you got? I got chocolate pudding. I found chocolate pudding.
Like, how do you defeat that
Hey,
topic?
you know what?
I didn't
There
just,
you go.
was sitting there.
and I just didn't find chocolate pudding.
I ate
I
it
found
all.
112
giant
ounces of chocolate pudding.
And I ate it all.
Like, you know...
My
I gotta wonder how many
pancreas is
calories that
injected.
is.
Yeah, I was going to say, when he was eating, it was just like, oh, fuck, here comes the weight.
Did you know Carl's stunt double is a 31-year-old female?
You know
That
what?
doesn't surprise me.
What?
Yeah, 31-year-old female. But
I'm waiting for the punchline here.
on that note,
Oh,
Ellen
I'm
Page
serious.
came out, and I'm going to segue back. So we might as well get started, right? You want to get
Chocolate
started?
pudding.
We're going to get
We
the
should
chocolate
have
pudding. But you know what's awesome?
got
What did we
some
say
more.
last week? Origin stories would be awesome, wouldn't they?
And damn, look what
Look
happened.
at what happened.
Michonne.
Yeah.
Flashbacks like an arrow. That's all it is.
You know, but I think it's going to take more of it now because I'm not going to get ahead of that part. But the only thing I'll say on the most part of it is that Michonne was pretty fucked up in the comic book, so
Yes.
I think they're going to play into that now. But Carl takes on more of an undermining role of Rick's leadership for the most of the episode, which he could just hit puberty. Really, if you
Young
think
and
about
dumb,
it, he's
that's all.
being the rebellious teenager now. That could be just what it is, or the fact that his mother's dead. He should be happy about this because everyone was happy about this. Well, except for you liked Lori, didn't you?
I didn't like Lori, but I didn't understand why she got the nickname Hori Lori. She didn't sleep with everybody. She slept with one guy when she thought her husband was dead, and when her husband came back, she stopped sleeping with him.
I never heard the nickname Hori Lori, so I don't know where that's
Actually,
coming
I did
from.
hear it quite a lot. Like if
Did
you
you?
on a lot of the Walking Dead Facebook pages, they fucking hate her. I don't know. Well,
It's
I mean, it's
because
kind of
she's
dumb,
useless.
and I don't want to start that argument again. But it's like you need to kill Shane. He's ruining everything. Okay, I killed Shane. You're a fucking dick for killing Shane.
It's because
Make signals.
Yeah, no, she had the role that she played in the show, and for that was fine. But I think I took more exception with how the fans accepted her or how the fans reacted to her than anything else.
All I'm going to say in regards to that is, how long was it that Rick was out of the picture from when it happened
that's what I was
to when he joined the group? What, 30
Well,
days we're going to guess?
I think it was
That's
like
not long.
Maybe-
the comic
not
book.
even.
The comic book's only
my
a few
husband
weeks.
is
Yeah.
dead, and it's a zombie apocalypse. It hasn't even been 30 days, and I'm going to get my freak on with his best friend. Yeah, that makes you a whore.
Well, that is a little bit too
I'm
soon.
sorry.
Like I'm not. I mean, it's
30 days?
Considering they've been married at least 10 years. How old
At least, yeah. At the time, at least 10, 11.
Even if you're married 1
Well,
year.
Rick ain't making it, so I'm gonna give her a dickin'. Like that's literally what it is.
But
Not
at
even
the same time, when you have no skills, when you have no survival instinct whatsoever, you're going to drop down to.
Oh, Shane
Oh,
has
yeah,
skills.
yeah. For
You're
sure.
gonna,
You
you're
know,
gonna drop
it
down
was-
to you're gonna drop down and do whatever you can to make the alpha personalities happy, so that you're indispensable to them, and thus they want to keep you around.
Of course, but now what did the other female characters do at the time?
Well,
Carol was doing laundry in
Yeah, but
in the
Carol was
lake.
but
No,
Carol
that's
was
the thing.
getting
That's
terrified
what
of
they
her
were doing.
husband because he was the alpha male to her.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Right.
the thing, though. They were doing laundry and stereotypical, air quotes, lady type stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. So,
But she didn't have her vibrator on her, and that
Well, you
upset
do-
him.
Exactly.
She did bring that up in the episode.
Yeah, exactly. That's
She
the
did
one
bring
thing-
that up.
The one thing that they missed the most was like coffee, vibrator, and what was the other one?
I think it was. I don't know. Was it?
I can't remember.
After vibrator, nothing else matters.
Well, AA batteries
Words
do
of
matter.
According to Rayner.
Okay, thanks, Rainer. But okay,
That'll
segue.
be a bi-weekly
Segue.
Yeah, let's get back to topic.
Was
Keep
Carl?
it real. Keep it real.
But was Carl's anger getting in the way, or did he truly believe he could take care of himself? I think, in my opinion, because I know this is we might get conflicted. He was trying to do the rebellious teenager bullshit of, well, I don't need my father, blah blah blah. I can do this on my own. 10 seconds later, the fucking zombie has my shoe.
Yeah, but he was
Like-
happy about that.
I think he
Yeah.
had a lot of anger after everything happened. He may not have understood it, but I think there was a lot of anger there.
How often have we, quote unquote, packed our bags and said we were running away over dumb shit? when
I
we were
did that. My
kids?
father caught up to me on foot in his slippers and cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
And that's why her my Tardis did things, because she got chased by an Irishman down the street.
And that's why
Yeah.
she won't survive the zombie apocalypse.
No, Tard will survive-ish until the emotional attachment happens, and then it's game over.
See, but yeah, like
Homer doesn't turn to like
we've
Carol
all
or
been
anything
there.
in the comic
The
book.
problem is that Carl is in that stage. He's 13, 14, we thought we knew at least I was like,
Yeah.
I don't need anything. I can't wait to get out of the house. I can't wait to get out of the house. And that's exactly what he's going through. Whether you're in a fucking apocalypse or not, you can't change the laws of biology. You're gonna go through that.
But
change.
I think he also was looking at Rick as dead weight because of how badly damaged he
No,
was.
all
Because
it
look at
was-
Rick, man. Rick couldn't even.
Bottom line, it's a simple term, young and dumb. Everybody here has heard it. Everybody here has been called that at some point
Shout
in their
out to the
life.
Y&D.
Yeah, exactly, young and dumb. Yeah. Is that you're young, you
it sounds like
know everything, and you're dumb.
It sounded like we were
'Cause you
breaking into someone's house. We're going to man.
I think Carl's reaction was a combination of a couple things. One, his disappointment in his father, because there was definitely that there.
Yeah.
All for the first half of the season. I'm Farmer Rick, and all
Growing carrots and potatoes.
Don't name the zombies, but name the pig.
and all I was saying all Carl wanted to do was show his dad how capable he was, and he's not going to show him how capable he is through farming.
Yep.
So that's a disappointment. His mom's dead. That's a disappointment. He wasn't able to protect. He wasn't able to protect Lori.
There was a reason why Rick took his gun away because he was growing cold. He shot a boy.
Oh, no, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not questioning.
I think-
No, I'm just saying.
But and then we've got now Judith is possibly dead. Rick failed at the prison. Couldn't keep Herschel safe. Couldn't keep anybody safe. Now the prison's gone and they're on the run again. All he's seen when he looks at his dad is a series of failures.
Which technically are not all Rick's fault.
Well,
No.
He needs someone, I guess.
Oh,
he just needs an
But-
outlet.
Absolutely, but when it's just you and him, and he's the person that everybody's looked to for leadership for so long, from his raging hormonal puberty phase, that's exactly where he's going to go. So I think it's a perfectly natural place for Carl to go to. I don't think this episode could have or should have happened any other way, because we're watching. We've been watching him grow up now for what we're
4 years.
Four years.
4 years, yeah.
for 4 years, and it's
And he finally changed his T-shirt. I want to point that out. He doesn't have
Yeah,
that
I
stupid
saw that.
fucking
I'm
shirt
like,
on
what?
anymore.
it's exactly where he needs to be as a character, is in that I can do this on my own. What really shocked me though was the fact that he wasn't going to shoot his dad.
Well, he couldn't, and then the breakdown at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then he became a kid again.
Yeah.
And he became like a kid, not zombie apocalypse kid, a kid.
Well,
Yeah.
he was traumatized after shooting his mother. Probably came back to him like, oh god, I can't do this.
Well, yeah, I can't kill both my parents because that's going to be an odd Facebook status. Like, killed my mom. Next month, killed my dad. What?
Took a selfie, too.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think also we could also say that maybe Carl was trying to become like the alpha male to it as well, because he could have been like looking at his father, going, "You never gave me a shot to become who I could have been. Now I'm in a position that I have to take care of you."
But he's
Is he-
14.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
I
a
mean-
16-year-old in Falling Skies.
It sounds
that's
horrible,
like one
but
of
I
the
mean,
main
he's
guys
got to
in
be
it.
because
Badass,
Rick
he's
didn't
16.
because Rick didn't want to do what he needed to do. He didn't want to take charge of anything. He was just kind of like, I'm done trying to be the guy that's going to run the show. Let other people run the show. Because of that, what happened?
No one can blame Rick though.
No, I'm not
the man
blaming
was
Rick,
literally
but through
broken
Carl's
by the end of
eyes.
season 3.
I think if what was the daughter's name? If she hadn't died,
Judith.
you think
Oh.
no. Yeah, I don't think the
Sophia?
governor would have. No. The guy, the
Penny.
Is it Penny, the governor's daughter?
the other one,
What other daughter was there? How many
the
kids?
girl's daughter that was bit by the zombie that made the freaking governor go crazy again.
Oh, yeah, and the
Oh.
Megan.
No, not Penny.
No, that was
the
his
other one.
actual
Oh,
daughter.
Megan.
Penny number 2.
Yeah, Penny number 2. So if she, honestly, I don't.
P2.
If she hadn't died, I don't think that would have caused a huge snap in the governor, and I don't think it would have gone the way it did if that kid didn't die and made him snap.
Well, I think that
He
pushed
did
him.
snap. He's like,
He
kill
did.
them all.
Yeah.
I think he was already at the cliff, looking down, and like, go back to last week's podcast, looking down, seeing the sea of walkers when he's like, I can't change. And then when he finally saw that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, but if that never happened, I don't think it would have gone as horrible. Well, obviously, it had to happen. That's how the story's going to go. Then I think with that caused that whole big thing of events, and that's not Rick's fault.
Well, and I think
But-
what really pisses me off about this
You
episode,
try and tell a 14-year-old that it's someone else's fault, then good luck with that.
Well, I think what really pisses me off about this episode is I've read listened to a lot of negative feedback. Like, oh, this episode was shit. Really,
Because they don't.
comic book fans should rejoice. Because it was almost frame by frame what happened in the comic book.
Was that the last episode?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not-
literally,
it's not
frame by
comic
frame.
book
They-
fans
Yeah,
that
the,
are pissed
the
off.
scene
Now-
with the scene with the walkers at the door,
Yep.
and Carl chasing them off was almost that part
That was
up
almost
until
perfect.
until he got
I think the
Pile
part where they
on.
exaggerate on is when he thought Rick was dead. I don't really recall if that happened. He did think Rick was dead at some point, but the dream phase that he thought Rick turned into a zombie and he couldn't
that
off
was
him,
cool.
that was cool. I'm happy they explored that, and I think that the problem is with a lot of people who watch this show is they don't understand that this is a drama. They see this as a action
Yeah.
zombie horror
So
show,
every time-
but it's
every-
really not.
Every time there's not a zombie massacre, it's, oh my god, this episode was shitty. I'm done watching The Walking Dead. Well, fine.
Well,
we don't need people like you bitching about it because
still
it
have-
is a story, it is a drama that just happens to be taking place in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
If you don't think that there's, oh my god, no, only one zombie died this episode, what fucking horseshit is this? Stop watching. We don't want to hear
It's
your
probably
bitching.
because somewhere they've got some sort of like Vegas line betting on like an over/under on how many zombies are going to
Hey,
go in this
Michonne
episode.
caught up in this
I
episode.
was gonna
Yeah,
say
she
there
did.
were over 30 zombie kills in this episode.
Oh,
Just Michonne took
Yeah,
what,
Low
30,
money.
the 27 of them?
Yeah.
She went to town, and then you got to wonder. It's like maybe work on your cardio and just start clearing out the area.
But that goes back to what I said before the podcast. There was the whole herding. Like, I mean, there's no way Michonne could take an entire herd.
No. You just space
But
it
I
out.
mean, now
I'm up a tree.
Hold please.
hold. No, do you think
Wait in line. Pick a number.
Do you think what happened at the prison basically was the last straw for Rick? Do you think that he's done now, like mentally? Because
No.
he's taken a lot. Like, to his credit, his character has done with pretty much almost every emotional turmoil that could exist.
I think we'll see a new Rick this season.
Yeah. I
But
don't
what
think
kind of
he's done.
evolution of Rick? Because we saw, I'm greater good Rick. I'm trying to make everyone happy Rick. I don't give a fuck Rick. Like, what Rick is this going to be?
It's going to be kind of like a mashup.
You broken.
Yeah, well,
Is
that's
it going to be like
usually it, right?
Skrillex Rick?
No,
No dubstep?
No, he's not going to be a sellout Rick. Oh snap! He's going to be happier in a way because he's reconnecting with his son on a father-son level, not as a you're my son, let's go kill some zombies. It's no, you're my kid. And now Michonne's here, so more emotions. You're going apeshit, and he likes Michonne. Probably not that way, but as a friend and so on.
She's
And
useful.
yeah, for sure. And the fact that Carl has a relationship with Michonne that he doesn't have with most of the other characters, it's going to make Rick happier, but he's going to get healthier, yada
And
yada
she's
yada.
able to protect Carl, whereas he
Carl.
can't right now.
Yeah, and he's going to be a little bit more protective, but also he's going to kind of he's going to treat Carl more like almost more like a grown up, saying, "Yeah, no, you can do this, but we do it the proper way."
Yeah.
Basically, he's going
Make
to
every
take.
bullet count. Bang, bang, bang!
Yeah.
I think what we're going to see from Rick is certainly more connection with Carl, but I think we're going to see more of the badass Rick that everybody used to love. We're going to see more of the I've got to do whatever it takes to keep my family safe, period, because now he's lost his wife. We don't know for sure, but if they do follow the graphic novels, he'll have lost Judith, and the last thing he's going to want to do is lose Carl. So you're going to see, I think you're going to see a huge turn in how he approaches new people.
Well, in the comic book, Rick turns into selfish Rick. Like, in the aspect of his priority list is me, Carl. That's it.
Yeah, but that's how it's been from day one.
No, but it goes to. There was a scene in the comic book where they got attacked by a herd, and he just finished banging this chick. I don't remember her name because she's expendable. But her kid was there too, and they got attacked by a herd, and the kid's getting fucking torn apart by this fucking herd. And the mother is trying to grab the kid to pull him out, and obviously she got bit, and she's getting pulled into the fucking herd. But she grabs onto Carl, and she won't let Carl go, because if she lets Carl go, she knows she's dead. And then Rick grabs an axe and chops off her fucking hand.
Yeah, but anybody would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already bit. See ya.
And they got pulled in, and then she got killed, and then that's when Carl got shot through the eye.
I think that
Spoiler!
Rick's going to be broken for some time, and we'll see His physical recovery probably will be quicker than his emotional recovery, but by the end of the season, he'll definitely have picked up his confidence in what he's doing.
He's got to get his mojo back.
Right. This one is the sunset.
Well, he's gonna have to grow another set since it was like destroyed in the last battle when he got owned.
Well, I mean, how many ribs do you think he got broken there?
How
Not
many are
including.
left?
We're not even talking about his hand yet.
He was shot in the leg.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just a flesh wound.
it's a weekend in Toronto, is all I'm hearing.
I fought in your general direction.
Your father was a hamster. Anyways.
I'm gonna turn this into Monty Python.
I don't know.
Yeah, the
Just
Sacred
like
Knights
you.
of Neat.
Je
Anyways, but let's go to
Two-way
the best
flash.
part of this show, and it was funny because when this came on, I got
got
excited because the scene happened in the TV show. I was like, we fucking called it. This is fucking awesome. We started seeing the Michonne flashbacks, like origin story.
But it's
I know.
not an origin story.
But it's going to be because I think they
doing
are
it
going to do it.
exactly
Yeah.
like
I want to
Arrow.
know.
It's her she's traumatized. She's
Yeah.
remembering.
In the comic book, she talked to her dead boyfriend and
I
shit.
know, she said that in the show to Rick.
And now we're seeing it. At least Rick's not carrying around the phone anymore. Or at least that never happened because that was really annoying in the comic book. But I think now we're seeing it. But I liked how they did it, where you saw her. I'm gonna guess that was the
Yeah.
brother and the boyfriend, and how they slowly started changing into walkers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That was really cool. But I
Yeah.
mean, now
knew-
you get to explore.
at that point, I knew. I thought it was a flashback, and then I'm like, no,
She's
this is a
dreaming.
dream.
Yeah.
She's dreaming.
But I mean, what? And it's going to go back to my point of we should have origin stories. Maybe I want to know what happened on day one.
But they've
And-
even said in like articles and stuff they are gonna have.
Right. And no, I'm just saying how much this makes me happy that they're going to do it. And that Michonne's character, especially, I would like to see what her character was like through this entire time. Because she dealt with so much trauma. We know that there's a dead baby somewhere in there. We know that what she did, the two original walkers were her boyfriend and brother, so we know that. I just kind of want to know more. Because if they do that aspect, that means we're finally going to meet more of the background stories of the other characters that really were just kind of a walk-on in one hand.
The thing is, though, if they do that, they'll do it, like I've been saying 3 or 4 times already, is just like they do in Arrow. As much as it pisses people off, I personally enjoy it, how they always flash back to the island on
I
Arrow.
like that,
and
but
the origin story won't actually happen as an actual full episode on just what
Yeah.
happened back in the day, because that is, for the hardcore fans, they're going to love it.
yeah.
But for the casual fan, which is most of their viewers, they'll be like, okay, this is fine, but
Yeah,
this
they'll
is
be
boring.
pissed off because there was no zombie killing. Like,
Well, it's not just that. It's kind of like, well, I don't really care about the past. I want to progress. I want to move forward.
Yeah, and
I think if we get origin stories, it's gonna happen one of 3 ways. It's either gonna be the flashbacks like we've already started to experience, or we're going to see webisodes on the AMC website or on YouTube that they produce on the fly, or it's gonna be something that they do in between seasons. They'll do like 4 episodes for each person in between a season, just to have filler content. But I think the webisodes are the most likely if they are going to be doing origin stuff, because to produce it onto broadcast television would probably be too expensive, even with what they've got going on right now.
I think they're taking the Arrow like flashback, because every time Arrow or Oliver has done something real time in the show, it has a connection to the flashbacks. So I think that's what's going to start happening with The Walking Dead, with Michonne, suddenly being on her own again. She's had nightmares about it, and wanting to get back to. That's literally, I think, what took her back to the road to say, I'm going to catch up with Carl and Rick because I cannot do this on my own anymore.
Yeah, and
But I think sorry.
No, go ahead. I was going to agree with you. I was
going to say, I think the flashbacks will be in connection to the real-time events and what's happening. It'll just trigger their memories.
Yes, Mark.
I just didn't want to cut anybody off.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, fuck you.
No.
No. I'm going to say this out loud so our audience knows. No, I'm going to say this. If anyone in this world, I know there's some of my friends that actually listen to this podcast who know Mark. They know that he cuts people off all the time. And he does it because he thinks it's funny. You'd be like, so I was being attacked by this bear. And he'd be like, was it a grizzly bear? And you'd be like, no, it's a regular bear. Oh, okay, continue. And I'd be like, and
Well,
I was
what
fighting for
more
my
info?
life, and he'd be like, but did it have razor sharp claws? No, I was fighting the bear, Mark. I wasn't paying attention to these type of things. That's the type.
Remember how bad he used to get?
Yeah, I know,
It was so
I know.
funny.
You get so mad because I'm trying to tell a story and it's like been 25 minutes and I'm still at the beginning.
My friend Dan does that too. It's like,
Stop
Dan,
being a fucking one-upper, dude. What?
It's attempted color commentary. That's
Attempted
all it
color
is.
commentary.
But just our timing sucks.
Dan does that. It's like,
Mom-
so yeah, so this happened. Well, did you do this? And then Dan just.
Basically,
Does our timing suck more than the Slovakia team in hockey the other day?
No, they.
Oh.
Dude.
I had to make a fucking Olympic pun. I had to do it because that was a horrible game. So, segueing back. So, predictions? No.
Well,
no.
just about Michonne's flashbacks. What I hope this is going to be a deeper development into her character, because she's been very, I don't want to say
They
one
can't sit next to
dimensional.
each other anymore.
Who? Those two? No, I didn't. I was already against it. That's why I was trying to put them over here because they'll sit there and they'll
Well, you should
talk
say-
to each other
you
and
should say
cause
something to me
problems.
before the podcast.
No. It's okay. It's okay because Mark likes to stir the pot.
But I hope this helps develop her into a deeper character. She hasn't been completely one-dimensional, but up until this point, she's just been, "Hi, I'm Michonne, the angry zombie killer."
You know, that's true. And we finally get to see the emotional side.
Well, I was gonna say it's almost like in X-Men, and I'm not doing this
Oh,
on purpose.
God.
I'm relating. Wolverine original Wolverine. So I'm angry, raw. Michonne. Oh, I have emotions now. The latest Wolverine movie. He's all about how his past. And
Listen,
that's
he's
the
not
same
fucking.
thing.
He's not an artist now. Okay, he's not going
No,
to
he
start
doesn't-
painting and writing
He
poetry.
doesn't wear a turtleneck and have frizzy hair. No, but
Well, he
the
has
thing is-
frizzy hair.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
yeah, he does have frizzy
like,
hair.
Yeah, curly-ish.
Tur-
kind of
but
like
he doesn't wear a
starving
turtleneck.
your- yeah.
You know what? He kind of did wear a turtleneck.
See? I
Oh
told
shit!
You got saved. But either way, no. It basically from here is Michonne's going to be more emotional, more. She's going to treat Carl and Rick more as a
Oh.
family, more open, and so on. And what I'm saying is going to happen because we've already got the origin flashback from Rick and Carl from when they were, from the earlier episodes and the earlier seasons and so on. But this episode coming up tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
It's going to be the same thing. Whoever's in that episode, you might get little flashbacks to that, and that's basically they're going to do little drips and drops of
But
that
I have to ask you,
on everyone.
did you find this funny that the one time that Carl was going in the house, he was denied? Because that's always like the running joke of The Walking Dead. Carl should stay in the fucking house. The one time he tried going in the house, and the house was like, denied!
Get
You-
that out of here!
The fuck puts up a brick. Like that was fucking insane. But I think we're at a point now that Michonne needs to make sure she has somebody. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! There's a 3-pound menace in here.
He was eating.
He was eating? Oh, yeah. Our podcast page mascot decided to come back downstairs.
What, the tube socks? Oh, the dog. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, Mark now is treating this like a hockey team. He does like a tradition to bring tube socks to the podcast to provide good luck.
And it works, man. Last one was the best one so far. Everyone becomes better than the last. This one so far is the best one.
Are you saying that because you're here?
No, because it's magic, man. This is a magical podcast.
This is the real shit.
No fast food.
Okay, so what's predictions for next episode? We see Daryl and Beth at the campfire, Tyrese and Glenn calling out Maggie while lying down somewhere. Did the bus crash? And that was actually the first thing that came to mind. Is when you saw that, like, oh,
Well, you
that's
see
not...
Glenn lying on the ground somewhere.
And you see all the walkers below. Yeah, you're fuck.
So he's either dreaming or the bush.
The bush.
Crash.
The bush. What do you?
The bush crash. I don't know.
Oh, shit! Bring me the penny loafers.
That's bad.
Well,
It is bad. I don't fucking chunk on or whatever.
someone's gonna die. Somebody, no.
Someone's gonna die. That
And
was
it- and it's
generic.
not, and it's not just going to be the bus, and it's not just going to be the bus following. I think we're. I
Who's
think
gonna
we're
Who's
lose-
gonna die? Generic black guy
It's
number
not going to
3.
be a main character. It can't be.
No.
Not in the,
It can't. Well,
Maybe
I don't know.
Sasha, because she was
You know-
still sick.
yeah.
Beth. I think we might lose Beth.
Like I said, a main character.
Beth won't die. She's got a CD coming out.
That's true. You know what? That's
She's
bad,
got a
but
CD
it's
coming.
true.
Like she does a lot of the music for The Walking Dead, so that'd be kind of fucking stupid.
All right.
I think
Well,
it's
no.
one of those, one of the two girls that.
Oh,
Maybe,
No.
because they broke the rule. They killed a child on national TV. They
Who made that rule?
I know.
FCC.
No, they didn't.
It was.
The
Sorry, I
freaking
was saying FCC. Sorry.
And the FCC doesn't govern cable
I mean,
broadcasts.
what I
They
meant.
only govern.
It's sorry,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Over the
Well,
air.
it was.
Anyway.
It's like you don't show children getting killed. You never show it.
It's the unwritten air quotes rule.
They're staying real to the show. Like.
Well, yeah, because me and Marc rejoiced. Remember? Hello.
Most people did.
And let's remember. I mean, cable's been able to push those kind of boundaries because the FCC doesn't regulate them the same way that they regulate broadcasts that come over the air.
Do you remember the time that you couldn't hear the word ass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now you hear you couldn't hear ass,
kick
bitch,
your fanny.
shit. Like I'm surprised shit's not on national TV right now. That's.
I still love listening to
Bitches.
80s action movies overdubbed. On
Well, no,
Netflix.
because
Die
someone-
Hard movies are the
whatever-
best on TBS.
Because one of the
Page
for people
three.
that are on her page, I was talking to him earlier today. He's like, I'm watching RoboCop on Spike TV right now, and they overdubbed every swear word. I'm like, oh, that must have been horrible. Like, I'm gonna kill you, you piece of sniff. Or the infamous snakes on the plane. I'm tired of these Monday to Friday snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. I'm like, okay, who wrote this shit? What they were
Maybe
fired?
It's only a
Were
Monday
they
to Friday
fired?
flight.
No.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Saturday
But-
Okay. No. Wow.
But yeah, no, I think if Beth doesn't
I'm
die
gonna agree
this
with
episode,
death, but I think it's gonna be
she's-
generic.
Well, yeah, the
I
entire
don't
bus
know, man.
population is going to go, but I think we're going to lose Beth this season.
And
We're
there-
going to lose her
Season,
sooner.
yes.
I don't think we're
And I
gonna
think
lose
we're
a
just-
huge pivotal character, but
Sooner rather
someone
than later.
who's had a bit of a development is gonna die tonight.
Well, now that Judas is gone, and I hate to say it, but Beth is kind of expendable because she was Judas'
So is Tyrese
caretaker.
technically because his character is on borrowed time. His character has lasted further than he should have.
Mhm.
In the comic book, he was dead. He was best friends with Rick,
What
and
if-
then that whole scene with Herschel. That wasn't Herschel. That was supposed to be
But if
Tyrese.
Tyrese actually has Judith, his role is
Well,
going to
yeah.
keep going.
All right. Well, then let's stick to the comic book. Daryl should die. Oh, he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
in
but
the
then
comic
the
book.
comic
That's right.
No, you're
Oh,
right. You're right.
that's
Why
why
he's not going anywhere.
That's
Daryl
why he's going to live
never-
forever.
Daryl will never die.
Daryl is going to
No,
die.
he's not.
One of
And
two things are going to happen with Daryl. Either A, they're going to push him to the spin-off idea they're kicking around,
Yeah.
or to get it off the ground, because that'd be smart. Or he'll die in like the series finale. Like it'd be like he gives himself up to save the entire
Like
group,
Spike.
That
like
would
the
be
final
badass.
selfless act.
Or he becomes a Highlander.
They wouldn't just
That
be
would
like,
be badass.
and today, well, Daryl Dixon was out taking a shit.
Yeah, I don't.
There was a herd.
I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna lose Daryl for a long, long time.
Not
Because
even
even
until the end.
I'm just gonna go ahead and knock on wood.
Like I
'Cause
was just
even-
gonna say, they should at least kept Michael Rooker for one more season. They could have
Well,
bled him for one
Daryl's gonna
more.
die
they could have, but at the same time, the biggest reason why we're not going to get rid of Daryl for a long time is because of how marketable he is.
Oh, absolutely. Like
He
Norman
is
Reedus went from
marketable,
being
but that doesn't fucking
Kirkman's
mean
been
anything
quoted.
anymore.
Kirkman's been quoted as saying to Norman Reedus, "Dude, do you know how many lunchboxes you're on?"
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
So-
I feel
He's
bad for
profitable, and he's not expendable.
but the worst thing
but
to happen to you as
It's
an
for shock
actor.
value. It'd be like, I think
I'd
if
be
Daryl were to
traumatized,
die,
personally.
if
I'd have to
Daryl
go to
were to
counseling.
die tonight, everyone, yeah, Taryn would have
Still.
to call in sick for like 3 weeks for emotional
No, but I mean,
distress.
I think you're probably right. He probably won't kill him off or anything. But I kind of feel bad for Norman Reedus as an actor to have been always known as a Boondock Saint, and the Boondock Saints was fantastic.
It was-
But then suddenly, holy shit, I'm an actor. Everyone knows me now. Everyone follows me. Because, you had that cult following for the Boondock Saints, right?
Yeah.
You had those people like, oh, you were good in that movie. But you probably won't be anything because you have to have your brother because you guys worked so well together. And then finally, when you saw him in The Walking Dead, you're like, oh, this is what you're going to
He
be?
was in Blade.
He was
Come
a-
on now.
Yeah.
I almost said it with the
Oh,
straight
what was that
face.
stupid
Blade
fucking name?
one.
Was his name
Sorry,
Sponge?
Blade two.
Was his
Yeah.
name Sponge or something like that?
You could soak me in any
Spanx,
day.
but It was a really
Hold on.
fun name.
Hold on, I
Yeah.
got.
It was a horrible name. No,
It was
Spud.
cheap.
Spud.
Spud.
I'm almost ability to bet you a Spud. Anyways, but he's like, oh, you gotta have what's his face with you. You're not gonna work out. Then you saw him in The Walking Dead. You're like, oh, that's what you're doing with your career. Season 2. Oh, okay. Season 3. We have to keep
Scud.
him.
Scud.
Scud.
There you go.
I was close.
Yeah, like a
missile.
Scud missile. That's there you go. Yeah.
Was Wesley Snipes high when they wrote this? And he's like, oh, I need a sidekick named Scud.
No, I don't think Wesley Snipes had much to do with this movie other than not claiming his taxes on it.
Oh.
money, money, money? That's it.
Expendables 3, man. Expendables 3.
Blade 4. No, I'm just kidding.
In terms of my
That's
prediction, I
really
guess, and then we'll do another quick roundtable. My prediction is basically this. Tonight's episode, there's going to be no death. I think, well, Important death.
There you go. Thank
Important
you.
death. Generic white girl, generic white guy, generic black guy are all not making it. Anyone who is on that bus that is not important is not surviving.
What about
tonight.
medic guy? What the hell's his name?
Oh, Bob?
Yeah.
He's got great taste in booze. Great taste.
No, but
What about Bob?
Yeah, exactly. Are we going to see him this episode? I just thought about him right now. And if so,
That
is
was
he going
such
to
a
die?
bad movie. Why would you
It was
do
awesome.
this?
So
Some of
worried
the
for the
Dorito
win.
commercials.
But
Bob.
what's going to happen to him?
Do you
though? Is he
think
gonna
that
be
they
in this
just kind
episode?
of like I have to bring this up though when they wrote in the character Bob, they did just put the name in like one of those little troll name on the hat. Well, we got a black guy here. We're gonna name him.
Wow.
Wow, Bob. Well, that works. I don't know. I just find that Bob is just he doesn't. You know how you look at someone and say you look like a so and so. He does not look like a Bob at all.
He doesn't even look like a robber. Let's be honest.
Well,
No.
clean him up, put a suit on him.
But you
he
know,
will
he's
look like
his
a robber.
role,
Think
which was
about
like, I'm an alcoholic, is now going to be, well, Herschel's dead, so I'm the medic, and everyone loves me.
His real name's actually Bobbert.
He's a relative of Kubert.
Maybe it's Roberto. You never know. Maybe it's
Roberto?
From like
A
Costa Rica
Roberto.
or something.
Wow.
You never know.
Home
People
Depot.
get rid of their accents like really quick. You never know. You live in a
Actually,
different
Bob's
country.
Okay, so, Rainer, what's your prediction?
Oh god.
Oh, that good, eh?
That good.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can all agree that the people on the bus are probably not making it out tonight.
Not if it crashed, and if that's what the assumption that we're gonna take, that's why Glenn is laying down somewhere with zombies below him, probably. But I don't know. I want to say that someone not high on the list, but not someone low on the list. Someone in the middle is gonna die.
Like somebody you've seen before, and you're like, oh, that person, instead of who is that?
Yeah, when did they
Yeah.
get on the bus? Yeah,
I
I
don't
think it's
remember
gonna
that
be the
person.
girl that shot the girl in the head and then took off with Tyrese.
Oh,
The two.
Lizzie?
Oh, the
Yeah, I
fucking
think they're
cold
gonna
bitch
get-
that killed Alvarez
Yeah.
from Oz? Pissed me off. I like
And of
Alvarez.
course you won't see it, but like I think they're gonna get trapped or something.
But now, how is the bus going to crash, assuming it crashes?
It could be
Probably-
anything. A blown tire,
I'm gonna
loses
say-
control,
I'm
dodges
gonna-
a
I've
walker.
I'm going to say it's going to be a poor judgment call on whoever's driving. They see some zombies. They're on a bridge of some sort, an overpass. Oh, let's go through them. There's that many. There's
We
too
can
many.
jump this.
Whoops. Yeah, exactly.
We did not clear the bridge.
No,
The
turbo
bridge was
boost.
not cleared, but
Knight
we,
Rider, turbo boost. Come on, kid.
So
That's all you do.
here's the positive. The bus. Here's the negative. Bus did not clear the bridge. Positive. Well, we are missing 30 hungry mouths we no longer have to feed.
It's like the
So
Napoleon
I see
Dynamite.
positives
Take
in
off some
this.
sweet jumps.
I wasn't driving the bus. That's
God, the
right.
fucking Walking Dead. Oh my God. Anyways, I'm pretty positive to say that we're not going to see Rick and Carl tonight. I would like to see Daryl though. I would, but not as a okay. Here they are. They're alive. Let's go over here.
No, they're going to leave. They're
Split
gonna
the
leave, yeah.
episode. Kind of split it.
That's the thing. They're going to leave the Carl and Rick and all that episode for, if not the next one, the one after. Basically, when they're done touching on all the other stories, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're
I
gonna-
actually, if they ever did an origin story of Herschel's family, I would like to see it on like the farm before everything happened. I
that'd
would
be
actually
pretty-
would like
that,
to see.
That'd be almost like Little House on the Prairie. Think about it. It's very dry.
What?
It's going to be dry.
Draw. I don't know.
It's going to be dry.
It could be dry.
it would be dry.
It can't be as dry as season 2 first half.
Season 2 is awesome. What
I
are you
felt like it
talking
was like Lord of the Rings. Like it was so dry. Oh,
No, they didn't do any walking.
Exactly.
They can't be like
But there were walkers.
You're kind of like watching and you're like, oh, this is like Lord of the Rings. Why doesn't the eagle just take him there? Why does he need to walk?
Oh, dude, there was explanation for that earlier. I just don't remember what it is now because I only.
Because the eagles got lazy? They're like, fuck them.
No, they were busy up in the north with something else.
No, because the Eagles can never make it to the big game.
Oh, look,
snap.
Oh,
Sorry,
look,
back-
it's an eagle. What the fuck?
Anyways,
Okay, I think anyone got anything to add to the Walking Dead portion of it? Because I think
looking forward to seeing it.
I think
that's
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be a great episode. But I can't wait to read the blogs tomorrow. Oh, this episode sucks, but God darn.
You were going to say something?
You were gonna say something?
That was all I heard out of you.
Oh, no,
What?
Okay,
I'm
that,
trying to breathe.
Are you trying to breathe? Breathing is useful sometimes.
it's because basically she's thinking of how it would be like if Daryl actually was killed off,
Oh,
and she had problems breathing for a moment.
oh, that's okay.
If there'd be a video camera.
Well, don't
you'd
worry. I'm
notice.
slowly being replaced. Have you seen her socks?
Yeah, that's great.
It's gonna be great. She'd be at work going, "Oh, these are awesome socks." Are you masturbating your shin, madam?
All right, so shall we move on to Arrow? Because this is a topic that really we've been talking about doing for a long time, and we've never gotten around to it.
I think it's because we kind of wanted to get that far. I think we needed. I don't know. Season 1 for me for this show was very skeptical. I was like, I liked it, but it was just kind of like, but is it going to survive? But then when it came back to season 2, it just came out full force at you, and you're like, oh, okay.
Not even so much season 2. The second half of season 1, like after they had their mid-season break, they got their renewal. They really did kick it up a gear.
I think.
Well, their numbers dipped a little bit, not heavier or anything.
They're not S.H.I.E.L.D.
No,
they are not
I've got
S.H.I.E.L.D.
a rant on that, by the way, but we'll keep that for later.
Why? Because you want Deathlock? I saw him. He's not impressive.
The thing is, Arrow started off like they got good numbers, whatnot, but at the end of every single episode in season 1, and the reason why I know this because I watched the entire first season over the span of 2 weeks or so, just a couple episodes at a time. At the end of every episode, oh, I'm sorry for making this mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. It's too bubblegum pop. And I was like, you know what? If this continues, this is garbage. It sucks. Season 2, I've seen one apology in 10 episodes, 12 episodes.
Why? Because Laurel's driving over people because he's drunk all the time?
No, but only once I've seen it. Oh, I'm sorry. And then the next episode, they're better. No, Laurel is still just, she's out to lunch, and she's bringing that over from one to the other, which is great. And it's no longer bubblegum pop, as I like to call it.
Bubblegum pop.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the the end of the episode.
First time I've actually heard about it.
Really?
I never heard that phrase before. No.
Really?
Wow,
Oh,
expand your your thing. Oh snap! Yeah, that's right. But it was too bubblegum. It was too pop, too typical CW. There you go.
Okay, that's you know what, that I can follow because I hate CW.
Better? Well, no, CW is good for those poppy.
But see, that's the thing though. Most things that come on CW are, and that's going to go to my point, is they're very tweenish. They're very
tween.
Not Supernatural.
Vampire Diaries isn't.
Oh, neither is Supernatural.
It started that way.
No,
it started that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Vampire
it did.
Diaries did not start that way.
It felt very
You think
tweenish.
It
felt.
It's only because they were in high school. But the fact that Damon is, like, at the start of the season, he's completely ruthless.
Damon is not an Eric
Northman.
Northman.
Up to season 5, right?
No, not yet.
But I think when I first watched the first season of it, it was all to
That's
take
a
it
bit.
because really, if you think about Arrow was the first TV show that constantly went back in the past, but constantly you're going back into this past, but they're not. I wouldn't say not putting it in a chronological order, but it's kind of like this happened. You're like, oh, okay. Okay, this happened. Okay, this happened. You're like, okay. Like, what the fuck happened on this island? Like, what's next?
But that's the thing. That's what keeps people entertained
Right.
with it. But also, supposedly, because Stephen Amell has all these Q&As all the time on his Facebook page. And
Yes, I know he got shut down.
Yeah, the last time he got shut down because Facebook thought he was a bot. It was a bot.
Yeah, because Taryn was
Which is
watching the
hilarious.
Q&As and she's like, oh, you got shut down.
On one of them, somebody asked, are they going to finally do a full episode on the island and so on? And his reply, stay tuned, with a smiley face. So that means probably yes, or at least a good chunk, because with Buddy coming up, Deathstroke, or no, Deathlock?
Yeah, Deathstroke.
I
Oh my
mixed
god,
up.
really?
Yeah. I mixed death thing.
Death what? What's a death thing?
Deathstroke.
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 See, I even give you emotion. You can always remember it.
And then there's the Deathstroke cat.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's got Deathstroke cat now.
I think you'll be
And
right.
then there's, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think you're right though. I think they'll come to a conclusion with the.
Yeah.
But the thing about this show, and I'm going to give it a positive note, like Taryn, as for example, has not seen season 1. But the show is written in such a way, let me finish, it's written in such a way you can pick it up from season 2 and just go. Because it works. It works. Because it's always going to provide you that backstory. So if you have a question on what's happening in that episode, you're able to go into that episode and go, oh, there's the backstory. So now I understand what's going on right now. But when this show first launched, Amell got a lot of shit for it. Things like, you're not going to be a good Green Arrow. And that's what they kept bringing up all the time. You're not going to be good at it. Because they put I don't remember the guy's name that played Green Arrow in Smallville, for the life of me.
Yeah.
I figured you might know. But, I mean, he was so arrogant. And his character was extremely arrogant. And Green Arrow is...
he mellows out as the seasons go on.
He mellows out, but I mean... Green Arrow's character itself, from what I know anyways, is extremely arrogant. He's useless, but he's extremely arrogant. But Stephen Amell's character is kind of like playing the wounded character that's trying to find a place.
Now he is, but in the first season...
Oh, the first season he's like, I'm fucking murdering everybody.
But he was also he was like not extremely arrogant, but he was still somewhat arrogant nonetheless. He was like, yeah, no, I'm unbeatable. I'm going to kill all these people. And then, oh, that's right. There's the Black Arrow.
But
as
what
they
makes
called
him
him for a
different, though?
while,
Like, I
which
mean,
was
CW has
just-
popped out a lot of these type of shows before, but and plus and compared to other DC related TV shows, what do you think makes the Arrow stand out? Because you had Smallville that had 9 seasons, was it
9 or 10?
9 or
anyway.
10 run?
10, yeah.
And I mean, I watched all of it. I literally binge watched all of Smallville. I'm like, fuck, how did you survive? Season 5 happened. I'm like, oh, we're good. Because the first 4 or 5 seasons was kind of like tween drama.
It really
And,
was.
and then you got to season 5 when Luther Michael Rosenbaum came into his own as Luther. You're like, this is what I want to watch.
Yeah.
I like him as Luther. He
He's
should
cool.
always be Luther. Sorry, buddy, I know you don't want to do it, but you should always be Luther.
I think as an actor, I think he did quite well as Lex Luthor because again, a lot of his previous work was a lot of comedy, and then boom, he's Lex Luthor.
Well,
and
they
then-
wanted him. They apparently, from what I heard, I don't remember who told me, so it could have been one of you. I don't remember. They had to literally beg him to come back to do the last episode of Smallville
Yeah.
for that 10 minutes
What a bastard. I don't know, I got nothing.
because he didn't want to be typecast as Lex Luthor. Not to sound like a dick, but how's that going for you? Yeah. Hey man,
Make sure you edit
be
in
like
some,
Tobey Maguire. Be like Tobey Maguire. Ride that gravy train. Get that money. Because
Seabiscuit.
yeah, because that turned out.
It did.
They made
Yeah,
a sequel.
It did well actually.
Seabiscuit is now a shark. Sharknado 3.
Chicken of the water.
The chicken of the water.
Hey, it could be worse. What's her name is doing Nyquil commercials? Katherine Hagel.
No.
What? She was great in the.
Yeah,
was
but
it The Ugly
she-
Truth?
I've read that
The
she's
vibrating
extremely
underwear?
hard
How
to
is that
work
not
with.
win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like,
people
hell,
don't want to work with her.
Yeah.
because
I
she's a
guess-
bitch.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess when you're a dickhead.
Like there's like bitch levels. There's like Lindsay Lohan bitch level.
No, she's just crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, there's Shannon Doherty,
she's-
bitch.
she's
Oh, you got
fucking
Shannon
work.
Doherty.
Disadvantage.
And now you got Katherine Heigl who's like, well, I worked with Gerard Butler, so I'm better than everyone else.
Well,
And
Yeah,
what she was doing is
That was such a
she
bad
was
movie she did with
questioning
Gerard
the
Grey's
script.
Anatomy's still happening. You're not on it.
Yeah, she was questioning the script, and she wouldn't come out of her trailer until the script was changed, and it's like
fucking
we had
hate
to
people
work
like
a-
that.
I saw an interview with her on a late night talk show. She's like, we had to work a 17-hour day. That was really mean. I'm
Holy
like,
shit, man.
oh my god!
Yeah, but how much
you
you
poor
get paid?
thing. You're getting
Billions.
paid like she was one of the top paid people on Grey's Anatomy. You poor thing.
Hmm.
You want
So,
fucking
according to the droids we were looking for, we don't like Katherine Heigl? I
We
don't.
don't agree.
We don't agree with. Well,
We don't
I'm
agree.
just
Well,
saying we
agree with
don't.
her way of working.
There you go.
Yes.
Don't like her way
we,
of
we
work.
question her work ethic.
She's not a people
I don't
person.
understand it. Like, I don't know why she's so pissed off about things. Like, fucking Mel Gibson made a movie of him talking to a beaver. Like, life is not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't remember what it was called. I was actually going to watch it, trying to understand why he was talking to a beaver for an hour and a half.
Because there's
Are
a
we sure
little
what
bit
kind of
cuckoo for
beaver?
Cocoa Puffs in the movie or something like that. That's
Yeah.
basically
Was there
it.
another sequel to Passion of the Christ coming out that I missed out on something?
Actually, there is another
Yeah.
movie like that coming out next week.
Are
I
you
was gonna
serious?
say, I
What?
think I
I
Yeah.
want
thought
to get. Isn't it that
is the
Cavill
only
guy
sequel would
starring
be
in
the
it?
Book
No,
of
I don't know
Revelations.
who's starring in it, but it's being produced by Roma Downey, who did that Angel movie.
Oh,
or Angel
Touched
TV.
by an Angel.
Yes, thank you.
Touched
Oh
by
my
an
God,
Angel
Touched by an
inappropriately.
But to
Oh,
get
traumatized.
to get us
Let's
back,
get back
on
on topic.
to get us back on topic, I
The
think
shoulder's a sensual place.
I do I do like how Stephen Amell has created his Oliver Queen.
I think that
I think his Oliver Queen is
it's kind of like
it's a cross between a little bit of Bruce Wayne, happy Bruce Wayne, and a little bit of arrogant Tony Stark. And he's
yeah,
found
I can see that.
He's found a good middle ground for himself.
Humble-ish kind of Tony Stark because he knows he's not the brains with Felicity there. He's like,
But it feels like-
speak English, or whatever it is.
He knows he's not the super smartest, but he also knows, hey, I'm rich and gorgeous.
and who constantly likes to do those fucking chin-ups in every single episode.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
so you can
badass.
see his body. Of course, Tart's like, oh.
And,
I'm
the
like,
and don't forget the salmon run.
Yeah, that's insane.
The salmon
Challenge
bars.
accepted.
That's impressive.
Hey man, I was impressed to see Black Canary do it well.
I want to see.
Not
him and
impressed. I would
Felicity
say
get
very
together.
happy, but
Gary
him and
West
Well, you know
Felicity
what?
get together.
I'm gonna say this. I think Steve Amell is kind of like has the same situation that Robert Downey Jr. had. It didn't feel like that Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man. It was just kind of like, well, Iron Man was made for Robert Downey Jr., whereas Green Arrow was made for Stephen Amell because he just walks into the role. He's a nobody actor, walks into this role, and it's like, boom, I'm Green Arrow. I'm good to go.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
I think it
'Cause,
flows perfectly because he.
The Iron Man bit, that's bang on. But Stephen Amell, I mean, he's good at it. I'm a
I
fan
honestly-
of his.
Who can
but-
be better than him and Green Arrow?
Oh,
Who can? What do you get?
Stark? No, I'm just kidding.
Tony
I-
Stark,
I-
Christian Bale. I can't wait to see that now.
Snow?
I'm Green Arrow.
Is his name?
Swear to me. I swear that sounds like you said that somewhere else, Christian Bale. What's next? You gonna get pissed off at the lighting guy again?
Well, see, that's the thing though, is being like you just said, who would be better? Well, he's doing a phenomenal job at it, but not that the character was built for him, kind of phenomenal, like
He grew
Tony
into the
Stark.
character.
Yeah, he grew to the character. There you go. So now find me somebody who can do a better job. Well, it's easier to find somebody to do a better job, to do a better job at something that they suck at. I.e., Superman Returns was the two ago. Yeah, Superman
We
Returns.
don't talk about
Well,
this film.
Man
Please
of
do not
Steel
bring
did
it up.
better. No, but that's the point. If the dude in Superman Returns did a phenomenal job,
He did do a
They-
phenomenal
no,
job.
if-
he had
if-
Christopher Reeve syndrome.
if
But he
did
can
a
walk.
phenomenal
No, Bryan
job-
Singer had Christopher Reeve syndrome.
Who?
The director.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
You're
right.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing.
No, like, but
He's found a way to make the role his own.
Really talking
Yeah,
about
And that's, I think, part of the reason why it's being successful, whereas Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been bleeding viewers since week one. It hasn't found a niche. Its characters aren't relatable. It's trying to be something and it's not, whereas Arrow knows what it is and is just going with it.
Not for you.
now here's the follow up: is that it feels like the producers of CW that are doing Arrow is like, we need actors. Spartacus isn't on the air anymore. I bet they need something to do. So now they bring in Manu Bennett as Deathstroke. By the way, mine was blown.
He's
It's
doing a great
amazing. Like I never can envision anyone to play.
I love his
That's-
voice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No,
is
his
that,
voice- no,
is that
it
the only
fits-
thing
it
you like?
fits
Is
the
that the only
badass.
thing you
job. It
like?
fits it really, really well, and his build fits it well. And the
Yes.
fact
Do you want to feel the gall? Is that what it is? You want to feel Chris's?
I think that Manu Bennett, I don't know if he was born for the role, but he's certainly taken to it in a way that you didn't see him act in Spartacus. Because in Spartacus, it was more of a, here I am without a shirt on all the time, and I've got swords.
Yeah, he didn't really have much of a chance to act. Like he had some minor pieces when he had they pushed for that love story, but now that he actually has to act, it's good to see that he can act.
Yeah.
But now they brought in what's her
In
face?
Katrina
limited
Law.
roles though only. I mean, he's good as the SAS guy on the island. He's probably going to be good with this whole getup.
But Deathstroke is a huge character though in the
every
DC
time
universe.
he's in a suit, and I'm looking at him, dude, you suck.
Really?
Like, not as a character, as an actor, he just sucked when he was in a suit.
I
he
loved
didn't
it.
sell me on it.
I
Just to
loved
me
it,
personally.
You know, I think it's more of his look in the suit that makes it difficult to buy.
He's not
It's
exactly
not
a
that it's
tall
look,
guy
it's
either.
that
He's
I-
like a really short, stocky guy. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's the thing. He's built like a brick shithouse, basically. He's thick, but it's kind of like, yeah, no, you don't fit the part in a suit.
Yeah.
You don't work.
That I
in
can
the
kind of
suit.
agree with because he has size, but he doesn't have. He's not like
He doesn't-
Dolph Lundgren as an example,
he
where
doesn't
Dolph Lundgren's got reach. He's just a
He doesn't
massive
have the-
person overall.
He doesn't seem to have the same kind of presence when he's in a business suit.
Yeah.
But however, when
vocabulary.
Manu Bennett has a sword, I am somewhere else
Oh, for sure.
because that man is deadly with a sword.
But I think bringing in Katrina Law was good because she's an actress that has stunt and combat experience and acting experience.
And fantastic boobs.
well,
They were fantastic in Spartacus.
you
Made
can
me
go
very
there,
happy.
sure.
I made me very happy.
You can go there, sure, because you're not going to see those on.
But I
on
didn't
air.
know that. The only thing I was sitting there when they said, I am the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, and she didn't say the correct name. She said another name, and I was just like, he had more than one daughter?
Thank you for keeping us abreast on the situation.
Yeah, it's possible, and I don't know how much Roz got around, but
Apparently a lot, because I don't ever recalling him having more than one daughter, but hey, everyone needs a dicking. But I think, no, her character was good, though, because her character, when she came into the episode, you were just like, you got my attention now. It's going to sound really stupid how I'm going to say it, but the pageantry of how the character was, and the costume, the way that she fought, perfect.
and right off the bat, you find out how badass she is because she just walks through the airport and kicks everybody's ass.
That was pretty cool. But then it makes you wonder, as much as I like Black Canary, even though that character was... It feels like that character was an accident on the show. It was just kind of like, we're going to do a cameo, and now it's like, she's kind of working, so we're going to keep her around right now. That's what it kind of feels like to me, because I know they're going to build that storyline, because I'm sure CW is going to milk this one dry and give her own spinoff, but
Which is probably going to suck.
I don't think they're going to give her own spin-off, but I think she's going to be one of those guest stars that'll bounce back and forth between Arrow and Flash.
But the movie...
Well, they're causing some kind of love triangle now between her, Laurel, and Felicity. There's going to be tension.
And you know what, quite honestly, I'm a Felicity fan. As much as I like Black Canary because I know she can lift.
You're shipping Arrow and Felicity?
I am.
Felicity is going to be the one that, at the end of the show, when the show run is done, it's going to be him and Felicity.
No, she'll die. I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, I'm
that's how it feels because she's like that super intelligent person. You can clearly tell that they're writing the character to have the tension.
There's chemistry.
And there's chemistry there. And I think that can cause issues. Because now you're dealing with Laurel and her alcoholism. I remember season 1, Dad, stop drinking. You're a horrible influence. Season 2, fuck this. I'm going on a fucking season bender.
Yeah.
And that's all she's been doing. It's like, I don't drink and drive. Smash.
Well, now you gotta ask the question though. With Felicity, revealing the secret of Thea to Oliver.
Oh God!
Is that going to poison any chance for them?
It feels like the Young and the Restless. It's like, is Victor Newman going to show up soon too and get shot? That's
they gotta do something
Arrow,
to hold that
I
one
know.
demographic in there.
Well, when Arrow brought Black Canary into the fold, Felicity did not look impressed.
Oh no!
Because it's a good-looking chick. And
It's a good-looking broad.
It's all it is. It's competition.
When another woman finds out there's another woman in the fold, that doesn't matter what the issue is, the woman's jealous.
And it doesn't help that she can fight crime right alongside.
But Felicity can write a mean computer virus.
Well, yeah, but that's it's competition because she's got more in common with them. It's like, they can train together, air quotes, literally and figuratively, and they have a history.
Yeah, I think.
But it's proven Arrow can't survive or keep his operation going without Felicity. She's the scientist. She's the tech whiz. and
Diggle. You can't forget. I didn't even bring him up, but I mean, really, his character is pretty important too.
Absolutely.
And his character, in my opinion, is kind of getting the push off right now. It's just kind of like we got to keep it more about Arrow and more about Black Canary. Diggle's just there.
I don't think we're going to see much more of. Black Canary. I think she's going to be too busy trying to put Laurel back together.
Yeah. The thing with Laurel, though, I hope her character dies before the end of the season because this whole feel bad for me pity show. She's really she's really getting annoying now. Like I can understand she had the fault. Like I understand she's falling apart and that's her character, whatever. But now it's just kind of like, just put her out of her misery. If she's accidentally hit by a transport truck, I won't weep. I will rejoice.
I think they're doing it the right way because a lot of shows it's like, oh, they went on a bender for one episode, next episode they're fine or recovering, and really that's not it.
Right.
Like, it takes time and. Really, it's going towards she's hitting rock bottom.
But I mean, really, we're 13 episodes into season 2, and this is just not.
But it didn't start. Really the start of the season.
But the thing is, though, just about everybody hates her.
Yeah.
And guess what? Bad press or good press is press nonetheless, so it's good anyways.
And you know what? Having people hate her is exactly what happens to somebody who's suffering from addiction.
Yeah.
People. As soon as you know somebody and their addiction starts to take control of their lives, you don't want it to.
Yeah.
You start to, no matter how much you might want to help them, that resentment's going to be there.
I guess.
Because all of a sudden it's not the person you knew anymore.
It's not the person I used to know.
Who's got that song?
I'm not playing the song. I just wanted to throw up the volley. No, but I mean, okay, if that's the case, then what was Lori's addiction again? Because everyone hated her. I mean, it was sex. Sexual addiction.
No, it's bad choice.
You know what? We all know Judith is Shane's kid. And then the kid's going to look like Shane.
Well, that's why the kid's not growing up.
The kid's not surviving season 4 because she's going to look like Shane. No problem there. So, here's a question. Why is this show successful on a mid-level network compared to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that continues to struggle week over week? The S.H.I.E.L.D. has, to S.H.I.E.L.D.'s credit, has manpower, has money. And for once, the first time in 3 weeks, I watched an episode. I finished it.
Did you?
A lot of fast forwarding, but I finished it.
Yeah, see, I can't get.
And they brought in now Gunn from Angel is now turned into Deathlock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, are we out of money? Are we out of ideas now?
Was Deathlock ever an Avenger though?
No, he's not an Avenger.
Or even an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
He becomes one. He becomes what's he? He turns into. He joins a group. I want to say he turns into Avengers at some point. I can't remember, but I know he
was
joins.
Was it like the Defenders, like that New York only kind of?
Yeah, he ends up doing this whole spiel about it. And for the longest time in the comic book run, he's just like, I'm doing these things. The only way to see it, because the corporation, I can't remember the name of the corporation in S.H.I.E.L.D., but kidnap his son, and he has to do all these little shenanigans to see his son, is more or less what it comes down to. Eventually he gets pissed off and kills everyone. As I would have after the first season.
It's been so long since I've seen an episode of S.H.I.E.L.D., but
Don't worry, there's about 9 million people with you on that.
I'll be honest in why I think it's failing where Arrow is not, and that's in the writing. The writing in Arrow has been good. They've given you a consistent storyline to follow from season 1, episode 1 to season 2, episode 13.
That's because I think that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is relying on the fact that...
Avengers money?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And really, I think what they should have done is made it its own identity. And I think that was the biggest mistake they made was, we're going to ride the coattail of Avengers into this guy, and suddenly we're going to reincarnate Coulson, which is not a bitch. In any shape or form is not a bitch at all.
Who here watched the episode on how it revealed how it was done?
I couldn't finish. I got halfway through the episode. I couldn't do it. I've
watched every episode. And,
Please,
here's my rant. That I'm
oh,
gonna have
hold on, wait.
Hold on.
And I'll answer it.
Normally, I'm like very anti-spoiler, but please.
It's going to be in my rant here in a second. How many episodes are we in on Arrow total? 23 in season 1, 13 in season 2 so far, correct?
36 episodes.
So we're 36 episode in. Shield?
They're on episode 12 or 13 right now.
Total. Season 1 of Arrow was all bubblegum pop at the end of every episode. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what's the moral of the story? And so on. That's basically what they're doing in S.H.I.E.L.D. Every single episode, they're apologizing to each other or so on until they had the Coulson one when they kidnapped Phil Coulson and so on. And the whole bit with that is season 1, that's how it's going to be. They're doing the same thing as Arrow, is at the end of every episode. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I know you better. Okay, I'm a better person for it. Oh, we're going to work better as a team for and so on. So they're slowly developing it. Yes, they're writing the Avengers' coattails, but they're also answering things like the whole bit on Thor and whatnot. The only reason why they did that is to push Thor a smidgen more, that he didn't need the help, but also it didn't. All they did is they mentioned Thor, and then they did the cleanup, and then you watch the movie, you're like, oh shit, that's where they did the cleanup. It's clever. Now, wait till season 2. I will guarantee you the numbers will come up, because here's the thing. Numbers. Arrow opens at 4.1 million viewers. It's on a smaller network. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 17 million. Much bigger network.
Much bigger network, and they had what with them again?
No.
Avengers coattails, what?
No, but
Avengers coattails, what?
But here's the thing. Arrow is a superhero. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not.
It's
just a bunch of dudes.
Superhero, may you add.
But I'm personally a fan. But either way, and the ladies love him. Because what eye candy is there in S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Coulson.
Oh, what's his name?
He
Clark Gregg.
sucks at acting. I'm sorry.
The secret agent dude, whatever his name.
His character sucks.
I told you who carries the show. It's Agent Coulson and Chun-Li. That's who's going to carry the show. Well, I don't know her real name. It's Chun-Li. She's the Street Fighter.
And I hate to say it because I friggin' hated her up until like 2 episodes ago. Skye.
Oh.
She's so annoying.
Yes, she is.
She's slowly growing.
She's got a fake tan.
Here's the thing. There's something freaky about her because she's like, here's spoiler alerts.
Oh.
Spoiler alerts. Press mute for a minute and a half if you want to. Is the fact that she's from, they said that because they wanted to know where she was from or something like that, or where her parents were and whatnot.
Parents are dead!
No, not quite. She was dropped off by 2 agents. As soon as she was dropped off, female agent was killed. By whom? S.H.I.E.L.D. Why would S.H.I.E.L.D. kill one of their own agents? We don't know. Then the other guy went off the grid. Well, Coulson found him with Mignon, and there's like, what's going on? This and that. Well, guess what? We picked her up from this village. Can't remember where. She was, they said some kind of code, and then they started looking at it. It's like, well, what's this code mean? Usually it's for a weapon that's extremely dangerous, or whatever. So basically,
whatever.
Yeah, she's a weapon, and she's not from this planet. That's basically what they're going with. That's where I'm seeing it. Which,
so is she like a sleeper agent?
Something that she doesn't know about, maybe, or she was injected with something. You never know.
Sleeper agents don't know that they're sleeper agents until they hear on the news the certain phrase, and then it's like must.
Yeah, like Bourne Identity kind of thing, but just not Matt Damon. Now with the Coulson thing. The Coulson thing, he keeps on saying, oh, Paradise Tahiti. Here's your spoiler that you want to know. And I like it, is that when he died, he wasn't dead for only a few seconds. He was dead for 8 days. They froze him, cryogenically froze him, and Sam Jackson was going around trying to find a way.
Maybe Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
There's the there it is. I wiggled it in.
That was good. But Sam Jackson went everywhere, and he broke all of the rules, all of the SHIELD rules, all of the space-time continuum rules, whatever you want to call them. And you got Thor's buddies in on it, everybody to try to save him. And they ended up getting some sort of machine to rebuild his brain or the damaged portions of his brain, and it cuts away to that. And the way it is when he's getting into his massage in Tahiti, in paradise, it kind of cuts from that to the operating room to that, back and forth. And it's almost scary if you watch it at night when it's dark. And the guy that serves the drinks turns into one of the doctors because it kind of flashes back and forth. That, I like how it was done. And the whole time, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. That's what you hear Coulson saying, I want to die. The whole time. Even when he's getting the flashback finally and so on, when he's put in this machine and whatever. And the way it's done, and it almost compromises his character in a way. And you know what? And that's the thing, is they're starting to add some meat to the show. And I've been watching from the first episode, and I'm like, oh, this is cheese. Oh, this is
So you
cheese.
just saved the viewers like 2 weeks of shit.
Exactly. The thing is, though, it's a lot of cheese, but it's the same as Arrow, because Arrow was cheesy. The first
of course
season
it's cheesy. I mean,
cheesy. Second season is where a lot more meat's on the bone kind of thing.
Well, I mean, every TV show wants
Unless you're
something
vegetarian.
that has a side of cheese to it. I mean,
See, the thing that I found different from, and the reason why
The writing is different too, though. It's a lot worse in SHIELD than it is in Arrow.
Yeah,
that's one thing I
the
forgot.
writing's there.
you think they would do better though?
They don't need to.
You would,
But
think,
they should.
They don't have to. They don't have to.
No, they
But
don't.
the thing is with Shield, and the other difference that I see with Shield and Arrow, and even original productions on something like Netflix versus network television, is, and I was telling this to Todd earlier when we were discussing House of Cards, is on a network broadcast show, they need to give you a hook right away to get you into the show and get you watching the show and wanting to see the next episode. Otherwise, their chances of getting renewal past their initial maybe 4 episodes that have been produced is really low, right? Whereas on Netflix, they don't have to hook you. They can lay all this great groundwork and then throw that hook in there that's like, ooh, now I got to keep going and binge watch the rest of this.
But that's the thing, though, with Netflix, it's original content, so they're trying to make it like, yeah, we're going to hook you in because we don't have Arrow, who's an established character, so bottom line, we're at least going to get hardcore fans to start.
Yeah, but it's not even fair because they signed Kevin Spacey, because Kevin Spacey's name alone will bring you to the show.
Yeah. Exactly.
If it was like, this is Arnie Hammer in House of Codes, you'd be like, oh fuck.
But that's what I found with Shield that I didn't find with Arrow, or that I didn't find in Shield that I found in Arrow, was there wasn't a hook. It's like, we're an Avengers spinoff, that's why you're going to watch us.
Exactly.
Whereas Arrow, they hooked you with those flashbacks are what hooked me. It's like, oh, I see what's happening now. And they're showing me how we got here at the same time. That hooked me.
But the thing is also with those 2 shows, not to cut you off there, Todd, because you're going to start.
What else is new?
Bottom line numbers. Arrow's averaging 2.74 million viewers per episode. That's live viewing, and somehow they can monitor DVR recordings.
DVR
which is
the first
Yeah,
7
they
days.
can
But
statistics
now,
from that.
For Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're 9.5 to 10 million. They dipped down to 8.9 million.
But you got to keep this in mind, though. But the CW is not a national TV channel.
No, they're not in as many homes, no. But the thing is, though, is that this is only in the U.S. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is basically everywhere in the world where Arrow is not. The Arrow's U.S., Canada, and that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the last 2 episodes that they had, the new ones, is they were starting to ramp up. Oh, and now we're going to have repeats.
But now this
because
is
of the Olympics. That's all it is.
The peak to the international audience, which can help Stephen Amell, is that which is blatantly obvious. We all know what's happening with the Batman Superman movie. They're going to make it a giant advertisement for a JLA movie.
Yeah.
They approached him. They asked him.
No, they didn't. He
That's
was
not
never
what
asked.
Really, that's not what I read.
He was the way I read it. He was never asked to be.
And he's from what I read, it was something to the effect of they hinted at him strongly that if there was going to be an Green Arrow character, they want him in the JLA movie. He shot it down.
See, that's the thing is
and if that is the case, I am happy for him. That is the smartest move he can make. International audience wise, it's not, because he would get that international audience. But at the same time, though, Why would you want to get on the Titanic knowing it's going to sink?
That's assuming you know it's going to sink, because all you need is just.
It's already got so much bad press right now.
Right.
People are just going to go see it because they know it's bad.
Yeah.
But at this point, if people are going to go see it because it's bad, and then it surprises everybody. Because let's remember, Batman Begins surprised everybody.
Oh no, let's say
everybody thought that it was going to be another, fluff Batman movie like the last couple were.
I'm not even going to make any Arnold references today. I'm done. I'm tapped out in them.
So, we've got, but we got something else. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I don't want to dismiss the possibility.
Yeah. So I think the last thing I guess we could bring up, and get Rainer back in the conversation is going to if anyone's wondering why is Rainer not talking, she hasn't watched the show. I know.
It's okay.
Comment on the page. Tell her to watch it. It's a good show, Rainer.
Damn.
It's not that I don't want to. I just
Time.
It's You know what?
There's lots of shows I want to watch that I just don't have time for.
You know what the sad? I don't know what it
It's
is.
a download on the internet.
There was like a time that I'm sitting there waiting for shows to come on because there's nothing to watch, and now I have like piles of shows that I need to watch every week.
Yeah.
What?
This is the most in depth that I've heard about it.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, no one's really.
You never asked. I don't want to force it on
so
you.
here's a pop for Arrow producers and whatnot.
Sign
Advertise more in Canada.
Canada, also known as the Village.
Yes. I
But
think he means the village.
no, but I mean, I got so many different shows right now, and there was like a top 50 on IMDb, and that's where Taran mentioned to me once, like, oh, there's a show called Banshee. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. Needless to say, I'm up to date. But the show sells on the graphic content that they put in the show, and the fact they have a quota of how many times they have to have a sex scene. But
Isn't that like on Skinamax? Or
it's on
whatever?
Skinamax,
Yeah,
but the
saying,
show messes you up because you're like, oh my god! Like it's to the point that you're watching the show and you're like, it feels like the sex scenes are unnecessary. It's just like you have to do it. You don't need to. No, it's unnecessary. It's like I just killed 50 people. We're gonna make yes.
You gotta celebrate.
Yes, celebrate. No, and back to Arrow though. Is this the last time we've seen a Merlin though?
Nope.
No, he'll come back.
Sorry, I gotta go upstairs and go to bed. I have
Okay, bye.
a couple hours. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
But I'll see you all next week.
Same bad
Saturday.
time. Saturday.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Saturday.
Saturday next week.
Saturday. We have to do it Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not.
She's a
available
party
next weekend
pooper.
at all, so.
It's okay.
So
I'm
even
just
if
gonna
you
keep
do
it on mute.
something,
Oh, you know the
do
best
that.
part about having a mute button on the microphone is that at least I know where to.
But it's still recording.
Yeah, it's still
you
recording,
see
but
how-
you can't hear it yourself.
I get it.
Bye, Peter.
Bye,
Okay.
baby bear.
Any derogatory comments that we need to make that shouldn't be on the podcast?
No, Taran's out.
Damn dirty apes. Okay, I
While I'm
said-
running it, does anyone want to go over Ellen Page coming out? Because I'm sure we do.
Yeah.
Batman costume should be out any day.
Yeah.
Survivor horror games are dead, not according to Bethesda, because we saw horror. What's it called again? Evil Within.
The Evil Within.
Netflix final season of Clone Wars and Flash casting news, Gotham casting news.
I think that could be for the news.
Well, how much? Yeah, do that for the news.
I think let's pop out Ellen Page.
Because a 2-hour podcast.
And
is,
if you
is
could bring
a
up
little
what's his
much.
face's death.
That was a hard one to run.
Oh,
Yeah.
John Henson?
We'll just do Ellen Page's thing and whatever, and if anyone has anything to add, we just add it in.
Okay.
Game on.
Party on!
Party on, guard.
Party on, Garth. Hey.
Party on.
Car.
So basically, to wrap up
Okay,
my little
but
rant, my
but-
little rant that I had about the numbers and everything
Oh,
is
God.
that yes, CW, yes, blah blah blah.
By the way,
this and
Marc
that.
is frugal. If anyone wants.
Yeah, I'm numbers based.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
borderline OCD about numbers. Who is Arrow competing against? What plays at the same time?
What day is it on?
I don't know. Is it
It's
Wednesday?
Tuesday or
Wednesday.
It's a
Wednesday or
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So what's on TV on Wednesday? I don't have.
Oh, I think it's Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Nothing
Shield's
really,
on
nothing
Tuesday.
really. Shield is going up against NCIS.
That's
I'm
nice.
sorry. That's one of the biggest drawing TV
Yeah.
shows in the last.
I don't even
how
know
many
why
years?
anymore.
It's the same
It's just
procedural
like
crime
CS
show
it's
all
just
over
like
again.
CSI.
But
I
yeah.
don't know
Here's
how
the
it's
thing
on.
about TV shows for the week, and other than like one of the 13 weeks that they've been on, not
Yeah.
including reruns, Agents of Shields has been top 3 for drawing audiences. Usually in the top 3 with
they said
NCIS,
drugging.
Big Bang Theory, and Modern Family. They were usually within that group. So within that group before, that's some decent company. But then my whole bit about the network thing that you guys were saying is Falling Skies. I'm a huge fan. It's a no-name brand version of Walking Dead. They're on TNT and they're getting better numbers than Arrow.
Sci-fi. They're on
Exactly.
sci-fi, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know in Canada, but I know
They're
in the
on,
States
I know
it's
they're on.
TNT.
They were on space in Canada.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
I don't know if it's.
well,
I
then
haven't-
we'll
I
just-
haven't seen ads for it.
They're
We're
going
gonna
back
commit
in,
some
like, June or
piracy
something.
today.
Okay.
but that's the thing is that yes, it's a smaller network, but they're getting better numbers, even though Arrow's better written, even though
I think Arrow's like I'm not gonna say that's because of the network they're on, but I mean that does play a huge factor. They're on a network that's known to have nothing but teen drama, and this is the show that's going. I'm different, and everyone's like, "Oh, you are."
And
Well,
let's.
even Supernatural, like they started out bubblegum-ish, and then I found
Yeah.
that through the seasons they got darker and darker and darker, and now
And-
it's
Did everybody else just like realize? Oh my God, it's been on the air for 10 years now.
I don't know where the time.
I was listening to that. Was that the Nerdist podcast?
Nerdist,
they brought
yeah.
up? They're like, "Oh my God, it's been on for 9
shout out
seasons."
to the Nerdist.
And they actually
Sorry,
put an article.
Hey, I love listening to the Nerdist podcast. They're the inspiration of doing this one.
And they
Pop.
and they also I would say they also had one of their staff actually wrote a little article on how it's managed to stay relevant, which I read but can't remember who
you
it
know,
was
one
now.
day I'm actually going to sit there and binge watch
You
Supernatural.
should honestly, like I'm a huge Supernatural.
I might
advocate.
start tonight. I don't know what I'm doing
It's all on
tonight after the
Netflix up
podcast.
until season
Wow.
8. I think honestly, I think the third season was probably the one. I stopped watching after the third season for at least 2 seasons because that was the writer's strike. It was horrible. You knew that they were doing it on purpose because they wanted to go on strike. But then I started watching season 6 again, and I'm like, okay, this actually got better. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and not last week's because it's the Olympics, but the week before, it was definitely a filler episode, but.
Yeah, and the thing that probably pissed me
But
off,
that happens.
as much as I love the Olympics, they're fucking with my programming because there's nothing on this week, and I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and
Yeah, the
waiting.
Olympics are drawing shit numbers considering.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, a lot of people are just streaming it, though.
NCIS almost gets better numbers than the Olympics, which is
I don't know how their numbers calculate their streaming, too, because I know...
Oh no, legal streams on their websites like CBC
Yeah.
has everything online. You can watch all the games.
But you know what? Also
everything
keep in
online.
mind, though, the time zone, and not to get totally off topic, but the
Oh, yeah,
time
big
zone
time.
is a huge difference, because, I mean, I run this at work, and at 5 p.m., there's nothing. So I have to go out and rerun, like, other things that's happened throughout the day so we can have the Olympics on the TV. See, that's kind of annoying, and maybe that's why they're not drawing that much of an audience, because it starts at 5 a.m.
Yep.
and then goes to 5 p.m., so you got your 12-hour day, but most people don't get up at 5 a.m. unless it's a hockey game, as an example,
I
or...
wouldn't even do that.
Like, I don't even know half these
Unless
sports.
It was a gold medal game.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching this one, like, I'm sitting there and I was talking to someone, I was like, oh, I could put on the skeleton? What the fuck's the skeleton?
Skeleton, that's the one where they go down the luge track head first, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's
Why the fuck did I not think of this?
Because you become a skeleton if you screw up. Oh
Yeah.
snap!
Well, no.
We already
So-
are skeletons.
I guess I guess one thing, I was just reminded that we need to make sure we address AJ's question. We shall! AJ! My man! He
Did he actually just send you a text?
No, the ginger did. No, it's funny because he nominated me in that 24-hour challenge, and it's safe to say I didn't do it. Nor
Yeah,
did
I know.
you.
I
Yeah,
nominated you too, and you still haven't done that.
I just can't justify it. I just can't. There's
With my
just,
second
I asked
nomination,
too
I'm
many-
just like, fine, I'll do something.
I guess my problem is that I couldn't justify myself. I know Rainer did, which was absolutely funny, but I mean,
Where's the video?
I can send. I'll show you later.
There's actually a video for real.
There is a video.
Why isn't it on
Well,
the page?
I'm proud of her for doing it, but I mean, I just
will,
myself.
I will let you handle the question because I don't know enough about the DC universe to say, oh, I'd like to see
I
this
do and I
person's show.
don't, but I think it's a fair question. Like AJ wrote, with all the drops and hints of things in Arrow recently, of course, the Bronze Tiger, Michael J. White, and the Suicide Squad, which is, very important characters such as Harley Quinn, was a part of Suicide Squad at some point or another, and with the Flash showing upcoming, who would you like to see make an appearance or have a running story arc by the end of the season or next season? I think I would like to see more of the Flash because they need to do a little bit more of a pop for him because they're going to give him his own show, and I think it's the same guy, right? They're going to give it to him,
Yeah.
and that's ballsy. But what's awesome about the Flash, which is good news, is that the original guy who's playing the Flash is going to have walk-ons in the Flash show.
Mm-hmm.
But is he going to be wearing a suede suit? That is the next question.
It doesn't matter.
I
don't
like
think
that
so.
guy. You know what? When I think of that guy, I don't remember his name. I know Baker's probably looking it up, but I think of him in the Never-Ending Story as the father, because that's what he played, right? Atreyu, Falcor. I need to watch that movie again.
Oh, that movie's amazing.
No,
Flight of the Navigator.
what would I see? What would I want to see? Well, there's just so many different things I'd want to see from the DC universe because it's done wrong all the time.
Now, do you mean here's one question I have to the question, and you can answer it different ways. Is that now what do you want to see this season or over the run of the series?
He asked by the end of this season or next season, like, what do I want to see?
Because if it's something that'll be closer to the JLA movie, not the Batman Superman, the JLA movie that's going to happen. So after that, because I'm going to assume the show's still going to be on the air, then I would say something closer to that'll tie it all together almost.
Yeah.
But if it's this season or next season, then it's.
I think there's a lot of room they can go with the DC universe. I think by the end of this season, what we're going to see is a showdown between Green Arrow and Deathstroke. How far that will go, I don't know. The next season,
Episode 18 is called Deathstroke. Just saying.
Snap. No, but I
I'm just
mean,
gonna be honest.
I'm sorry. As much as I like Stephen Amell in terms of his character versus Deathstroke will fucking own him. So it's kind of hard to.
You're gonna die.
No, I wouldn't say he would die or anything, but I don't really know. I would like to see some characters from the DC universe, even if it's a hint, like Luthor, just a pop. Doesn't have to be anything special. Let's just say that Stephen Amell has to leave town on business, and he happens to go to Metropolis, and he happens to meet Buddy, who's now playing Luthor, and just to go.
That'd be cute.
But that's what they do in S.H.I.E.L.D., though, right? Because next episode, which is airing this week, is with Sif from Thor. Or is it next week?
Yeah, it's
so it's the kind of like, but we know this because we watch the news feeds. As a regular viewer, you'd be like, that's Sif from Thor, and your mind explodes, brain matter on ceiling. Like, life is good.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope they continue with the good writing. It doesn't really matter to me who comes in, as long as it continues to be written well enough to hold my interest.
I think that's very important as well as keeping the writing at such a high key. I honestly can say I've never fast forwarded a single episode of Arrow. But S.H.I.E.L.D., it's guaranteed. As soon as the episode starts, I'm like, oh, Chun-Li's talking, fast forward.
He's talking.
The acting is horrible. And when it's like,
the two scientists.
they're trying to be the British, I gotta be like John Cleese, but not. Like,
They
fuck
grow
off.
You know what's really funny? So I gotta find the image. But somebody did a cast for cast comparison of S.H.I.E.L.D. to Firefly, and it was hilarious.
Yeah,
That would be kind of cool.
I gotta find.
But here's the question: was Nick Fury white or black at the end of this? Because he's white.
Doesn't matter.
But
It bothers
he's
me,
black
though.
in another Marvel universe, so it really doesn't matter what color he
The
is.
Green Lantern conspiracy all over again.
He was black in the when he was in the X-Men cartoons.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, in the Marvel, I think it was the Marvel Ultimate Universe. He
Ultimate Universe.
Oh, snap.
yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't bring my boys to the yard. No.
No, I'm just, you know,
You know what?
it's the same thing with the Fantastic Four recasting. There is a Fantastic Four out there where the
Wow,
Human Torch
I posted that. Did you see that picture?
I know.
Oh my god, I pissed so many people off. I posted a picture I saw on another page. I shared it over saying, this is your possible cast for the new Fantastic Four. Nerd rages. I thought Rainer made multiple accounts and just raged with herself. Because it was Rainer rage like that high.
No, some of them went past Rainer rage level.
There's like almost borderline racial slurs being dropped over it. I'm like, fuck, calm down, dude.
I'm like, because Rainer rages, but she never rages to the point where
You can get
she
banned from
loses-
a page.
where she loses control and starts dropping racial slurs.
Like, they were angry. And I'm like,
Can
you know what?
see where these people are posting from? Was it from like Kansas or?
Oh,
Sorry, didn't mean to say that.
wow, why
but-
would you do that?
Oh, maybe
I don't remember what day. I'm
Yeah,
actually looking
yeah.
for it now, but
Don't worry, I'll be bringing that up.
That was brutal.
Oh, so when we do actually hit to the news section, let's start with let's start with the sad news first.
Yeah, I think I'll let you take that one because that was sad, just sad. Well, I'll let Baker tell you.
All right, so are we gonna hit news now?
Go ahead.
Okay.
We beat up Arrow. I don't think.
No,
I know.
Arrow's
I
fine.
tweet Stephen Amell
hold on,
like
hold
4 times in the last 24 hours saying,
careful.
"Dude, we're talking about you tomorrow."
Careful you don't get tossed into Twitter jail. Dude.
Before any more news, are there any other questions that we're missing?
No, that's all of them.
That was all of them. It was just the
There
two.
wasn't. Didn't somebody post something? I swear
I
I thought
think he's
somebody-
referring to himself.
No, not me. No, I'm
Oh,
not,
who?
I'm not trying
AJ?
to be
Was
a
it
prick.
AJ?
No, somebody
We already
made a
answered
joke
it. She
that.
was-
That's Dana. Dana put up a question. We answered that.
Oh, did you?
and
Okay,
we answered that during the Walking Dead post about the Carl changes. We did talk about that. I know what meme that really pissed me off today. There's a picture I posted. I posted it rhetorically because it said, "Oh, it's Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill signing a contract. And all I need to do is sign this contract, and I could be a celebrity." And Mark Hamill's like, "I won't do that." And they're like, "Oh, look how he turned out. He became the Joker." Yes, he turned out quite well.
But financially speaking, Harrison Ford is a boatload.
Yeah,
of
but no
money.
one knows what the fuck Harrison Ford is saying half the time.
Doesn't matter. That's what makes.
Get off my plane! And he's throwing
Exactly.
people off jumbo planes, and
Yeah.
he's not getting arrested for it.
That's fine.
That's because he's the president of the United States.
Get off my
He
plane!
could just write himself apart.
Yeah, you know what the sequel will be? Get off my train. You know, throw him over from the train
Speed
too.
4, Harrison Ford out of control.
Okay,
Get off
so-
my train! That's Sharknado!
I'm sorry, I totally went off topic with everybody here. So back to the news, Baker.
Yeah, actually, I'm
No, you're actually, believe it or not, you're buying him time.
You're buying me time because I've been trying to pull up the article and it's not coming.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
having some issues with the bit.
I've got it now though, but yeah, no.
Hold on, I'll grab my phone.
Late-
Fit in.
Late last night on Twitter, the news. Well, actually, on their official Facebook page, the Jim Henson Company confirmed some rather tragic news. John Henson, who's had a big hand in the resurgence of the Muppets over the last few years, passed away from a massive heart attack.
And he was young too.
He
He's
was
46?
only 46 years old, so just a
Sad.
few years older than 10 years older than me almost. And it was Friday actually that he died, not Saturday when it all was posted. But survived by 2 daughters and his wife, and now there's a big empty hole on the board of
Who's gonna
the
keep
Jim
on
Henson
doing-
Company.
Yeah, that's
So-
the thing.
Well, I mean,
as sad as the news is, obviously for his family, I mean, it does beg the question. With the next Muppets movie coming out in I think next month or the month after. Obviously, there's going to be
I was
a
actually gonna
tribute
see
to him
them.
at the beginning or the end of it.
Yeah, in
But-
memory of or something. And
But the
something maybe.
big question is who's going to champion the Muppets from here? I mean, Disney owns it now,
yeah,
but they kept their board intact. But without John to helm it and keep things on his father's path, is this going to be Disney's opportunity to turn it into something that they want?
Well,
as
I
long
mean,
as they
it's a
don't-
wait and see scenario, really.
As long as they keep generally the same, with that, it's pretty basic. All it is voices. Puppeteering is puppeteering. I mean, if you're a puppeteer, you can do it.
Yeah,
You
but
can't.
it's
But it's like
kind of like
voices
using
are
wrestling
it's-
as an analogy. Look what happened to wrestling when you don't have a Vince McMahon controlling what's happening. It goes to shit.
Yeah.
And really, if you don't have someone like that to control, you got your actors, you got your puppets, you got the blah 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 blah. But you don't have that person to go, that's dumb. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's not in the spirit and the feeling
Yeah,
of what
no.
the Muppets have been,
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
Muppets have been
They've been around for like 20 years, 3 years.
more than that.
Shit.
Ages, dude.
Fuck, I don't
Older
know. I've
than
only been alive for
you.
30 years. I'm
Older than you, pal.
Older
well,
than
yeah,
me.
I can still be Kermit in an arm wrestle.
Doubt it.
Older than me.
He doesn't even lift it.
Ooh, that's old. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Lot older
that's
than
sad,
Todd,
and
so-
I think
but,
passing on our condolences for that. That's
and hopefully we'll see more Muppets coming out because everybody loves them.
I love the
everybody loves
Muppets.
the Muppets.
At the same time, though, I hope it doesn't turn into one of those things that you've been. Obviously, they have good strategy where they are not old, and what I mean by that, everyone's like, "Oh, another fucking Muppets movie." Everyone's like, "Oh, look, a Muppets movie!" I hope
I
that.
saw it.
But
Theaters and
Disney
felt no
is-
shame.
As
Disney
cheesy as
likes
it
to
is, it's
ruin
still
things, though.
entertaining. I mean, the
Like,
last
did you know
one-
there was like sequels to The Lion King? I didn't.
Yeah, Timon and Pumbaa got their own movie.
Like,
yeah,
this
they-
is why I don't like Disney, because they like to ruin things that are good.
Yeah, they do a lot of
It's like
direct to video
4
stuff.
Aladdin sequels.
Yeah.
They even know.
Direct to video release. That's why they know what they can market to the theaters and they know what they can market to the kids.
So, moving on to the next topic, which is a big one, might spur a little bit of a conversation. Ellen Page came out as being gay. And as we stated earlier, not surprised. And I'm very happy that she did come out. But what was the comment she said? The comment that she made bothered me. And I understand there's a lot of people that are still the infamous in the closet scenario. It pisses me off that people feel that they have to be. And I would like to believe that people being gay are more accepted now than ever. I think it's a celebrity thing. I don't think it's a person thing. I think it's a celebrity thing.
No.
John Travolta's gay. Took
Is
how
he?
many years?
Is he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you
When
serious?
did it
Yeah.
come out?
Oh, fuck.
I missed
that
that
was
one.
like after he came
Isn't
out
he
as being
Scientologist
like quasi-moto
married?
gay. It's like, kind of like, I'm gay, but I'm still going to have a wife. Ah, fuck. That was after his son died. It was after...
Or is he just goes both ways kind of thing?
I think it's more that. It was during the taking of Pelham 123. It was like right after that he shaved his head and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't shocked.
He's a Scientologist too, though, so you can't, really
So you
believe
can't
most
trust
of
them.
what
You
he
can't,
says.
you know, so you try. No, I'm happy that Ellen Page came out, but I mean, it's like I was terrified to come out. Why? Don't be.
Because of the look what's happening in Russia.
That's Russia. Okay.
Never mind.
It's not
never
just
mind
Russia.
It's not just Russia.
Listen to this.
Scotland just passed the
Gay
that
marriage
people,
bill.
Yeah, gay marriage, that people can get married. But the
Better
thing
than
is
that. Sorry, keep on going.
no, I'm just saying, as my friend Joe pointed out when I posted the link onto my Facebook, with a few more generations of reasonable people breeding, maybe we wouldn't have to put so many labels on it. And that's the thing. I hope one day and down the road, it's not going to happen in our lifetime, because if people are still uppity about mixed races, then obviously then the fact that 2 dudes and 2 girls together, and Mark is just
2 girls
waiting.
down.
I'm waiting for you to be done. Go. Keep on
no,
going.
just go, Mark.
No,
finish.
No, this is
you
gonna
know
be a
what?
train.
No,
No, it's
it's-
gonna be a train wreck anyways.
No, because all I was going to say is that will never happen as long as there's people that vote in majority for the folks who run Kansas.
Because on Tuesday, Kansas's House of Representatives overwhelmingly approved a measure designed to bring anti-gay legislation under the guise of religious liberty. All right,
Yeah, who is from Kansas? The Westboro Baptist Church.
No, Westboro
Right.
Baptist Church is from Florida, but that's
Yeah.
No, they're in Kansas.
well,
Well,
there's
they may
a
be
branch in
also
Kansas, but
maybe
they
a
started in
branch.
Florida.
I don't know.
You know,
Burn a house.
essentially what
Burn the
this
church.
is Jim Crow laws under the guise of religious liberty. Basically, it violates my religious beliefs to serve a gay couple in my restaurant.
So-
It violates my religious beliefs to let this gay couple stay in my hotel.
Yeah, but that was the same story that they used to have during high racial tendencies years ago. It's like, I won't want this person in my house because they're black. Now it's gone to a stage of, well,
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. This just became law. And this is a state law, which means if a gay couple or even a gay person goes to a hospital, a state-run hospital, the hospital can refuse medical service to that person.
that's right.
That's ridiculous. A bus. I drive a bus for the city, and I say, you know what? No, you're gay. Get off my bus. No, not even.
But here's
the
a good
back.
question. I'll pose this question.
Get off the bus.
I'll pose this question to you. What is more powerful, a government or a people?
The people are the government.
people.
The people.
As
The
long
problem
as
is that the
are
people seem to
organized.
the people seem to follow a lot of things that the government say. If the people one day, and I stand by this, and this is a whole V for Vendetta scenario, but the people stand by and say, I disagree and fuck you.
But it's the people
United.
that voted for these.
It's
schmucks.
fucking Kansas. No one goes there.
But the thing is, though, too, is that
And the
even
Westboro
police.
Baptist Church is from Kansas. They were never in Florida. Thank you. Just had to get that out.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, you can call the police. You're in Kansas, you call the police. If they believe, if they think, you don't have to prove it. If they think you play for the other team, they may or may not respond to your call.
And
Excuse me?
And this also
Give me a friggin' break.
protects private employers that can continue
Yeah.
to fire gay employees on the account of their sexuality.
Basically,
I'm
they
not
can say,
saying
oh,
I'm
you're
in favor
homo,
of
you're
this at
fired.
all.
So you know what, as shocking or unshocking as it is that Ellen Page came out, it continue. It's acts like this. It's laws coming out like this. It's support for things like this that are going to continue to have people stay in.
But
Continue to have people hide what and who they are.
But it's the people that cause their own problems. We need more advocates in this world. A lot of people just let things go by. We need to stop
And
doing
that's
that.
why.
And that's the reason why we have the
That's why
problems
the
that we
apathy
have.
needs to stop. People need to stop being so apathetic and actually fight. I mean,
Yep.
I know my two of my friends are getting married in June. They're two men, and I couldn't be happier for them because they found each other in a world of ignorant people.
Mhm.
And when we went to I don't, you know what? I don't want to trash anyone. I don't want to trash any states. I don't want to do anything. We went to Ohio.
I'm moving to Kansas.
No. Like we went to Ohio, and where we were, it was it is, it's more conservative.
Conservative. That's a good way to put it.
Air quotes conservative.
It's funny because
it's more conservative. So when we were there, and they were holding hands, and they were getting looks from people there.
Of course.
And I said, you know what? I said, let them look. And at some point, they stopped holding hands because they felt ashamed. I said, let them stare. I said, they have to go through the entire group of us before they even lay a finger on any of you. I said, let them try it.
The thing is, it's not just that. It's basically, it's even like growing up in a sheltered life almost. Is if you haven't seen it or haven't seen much of it, you stare. And I'll be honest, I'll be the first one. I see two, whether they're good looking or not, it doesn't matter. Two women holding hands, I look and I do a double take because I don't see it every day.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Because people are ashamed of it.
Well,
That's the point I was trying to make, though.
They've
It's
been
not
made
just that,
ashamed of it.
but
They've been made afraid of it.
I wasn't brought up in that kind of lifestyle and so on, and I'm not used to it. And that's why the whole Ellen Page is coming out. And I mean, this will sound wrong, but I don't mean it the way it sounds. Is who cares? Good for her, as long as she's happy.
But then
your friends that are getting married, with all due respect, who cares? They're happy. They're getting married.
But,
Good for
and
them.
this is why.
Why make a big deal that they're the same gender or they like somebody of the same gender? I personally couldn't care less who you like, as long as you're happy.
This is why I'm saying I would really enjoy that further down the road that we need to just stop putting labels on it. When will people stop identifying as straight, gay, bi? You know what? I can say right now, I can identify as straight because I've been attracted to men. Who's to say 10 years down the road, I don't meet a woman that just takes my breath away? There should not be any label on it.
But it's genetics. No, I'm just kidding.
But
I'm just kidding.
But the point that I was trying to originally make is that we don't have enough advocates to make people feel comfortable enough to come out. Like, as much as Ellen Page came out, to come out at this point of her... Let me finish. The point that she came out at this time randomly, that tells me in my head as a person, like, what happened? Something happened. Someone saw you. No, someone saw you.
That's what happened with...
That's what happens with a lot of people. Someone saw you, and now you're like, well, I have to be gay now because everyone saw me. You should have been like...
I think if you actually watched her speech, she came out at an equality... what was it? The Human HRC. I can't remember what the acronym stands for. But at one of their conferences where she was asked to give a speech thanking everybody for their work. And it doesn't sound like it was completely scripted or it sounded almost as if it happened quite in the heat of the moment while she was giving her speech.
Winging it, basically.
Yeah.
She had her prepared speech, and then all of a sudden there was like a half-second pause, and she said, "Because I'm gay." And there was like silence from the crowd, and then of course everybody got up and applauded because they were proud of her for coming out. But it didn't seem scripted. It didn't sound scripted. It sounded like something that happened because she finally had enough of hiding because she didn't want to feel that way anymore. And these people were doing their work so that she didn't have to feel that way. And that was her way of validating them and herself.
So then essentially she was advocating the problem. There's two types of people in this world. People who give too much of a shit and people who don't give a shit at all. There's no one in the happy medium. No one. Like, I mean, in terms of either we don't care if people are gay or not and we don't advocate them, or we care that they are gay and we crucify them. Like, who cares? Like, I mean, realistically, whenever I find out, like, this celebrity came out as gay, I'm like, dude, that's awesome, good for you, but that's the amount of fucks I give. Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect my
and that's the thing is...
I'm not a Westboro church that... It's more directed to, like, the younger generations, because the younger generations that are currently coming out right now, and if that upsets you, I'm sorry, don't give a fuck about anything. They don't give a fuck about their work ethic. They don't give a fuck about their life. They don't give a fuck about anything. The only time they give a fuck something was actually when it directly affects them. How they've proven that voting has gone down greatly, especially in the younger generations, because they don't care. They don't care who runs the country. They don't want to have a voice.
They don't
Two
feel like they
elections
have.
ago in the U.S. was the highest voter turnout in like how many years?
I was
Not the
talking
last one,
Canada.
but the one before.
I was talking about Canada.
I'm
Well,
talking
yeah,
about
but why? Who got in office?
Obama.
Why did they vote?
Because
Because he's black.
No,
because he's
Oprah
black,
said
he
to.
represents
That's all
hope.
it is.
That's why they voted.
Because Oprah
If
said
it was
so.
two white guys, it would have been the same
She's
story.
also black.
No, but that's the thing.
But it's
because
true
Oprah
though.
said so. That's
No
what
one
it
gives
is.
a fuck unless something represents a massive amount of change. I guarantee you, if someone who was gay was running for presidential office, votes will go up. Why? He represents change, or she represents
it would go
change.
up for the
they
other
go
guy.
down.
The votes would go up for the other guy
Yeah.
because the anti-gay folk will say, I'm not going to say
The
that
new
they
culture doesn't
outnumber.
give a shit enough to tell the old culture to fuck off. That's the problem. The new culture generation doesn't go, hey, we have our gay pride parades, we have this, we have da. We have small smidget of it happening, but I mean, realistically, we don't have people going to Westboro Church saying, dude, you got to let it go. Time's changed.
Well,
There are
here's-
people protesting when they're protesting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there are people when they.
But they
protest,
are
soldiers
greatly
do-
out. But the problem is, though, is that they're
We
greatly
don't know where they
outweighed.
are. They read newspapers and say, "Oh, this soldier
This,
died,
if I'm
gonna go
correct,
there."
and if someone wants to correct me if I'm wrong, is this the same church that did the whole fiasco at the Sandy Hook?
yes,
That,
Yeah.
See, this is
And
what
there-
pisses me off is that people get mad when churches get burned down, but this one suddenly survives all the time.
well, they're
No,
not.
they've been attacked. Their church has been burned.
Like, I mean, this is the thing. This is the
There were
ignorance.
people that moved across the street from them in Kansas, where they are. Sorry, I was right about that. And they painted. They painted their house in the gay pride
Yes.
flag.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Those
that.
are people fighting against them. And you know what? It's little things like that. I don't have to stand outside saying gay rights, gay rights. I don't have to do that. The fact that I accept my friends who are getting, the fact that I just accept it, and that it just, you know what? Again, maybe one day we won't.
But that's the
have
thing. The
to-
point of saying is like
And
you
when-
accept it, but people don't give a fuck enough to either accept it or not.
well,
They
no,
don't
that-
care.
People do care.
Well, no, hold on. Why
There
do you
are-
accept it though? Why do you accept it?
because they're allowed to love someone.
Because you want them to be happy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who they love, but then now here's the thing: is as long as it's not morally wrong, air quotes. Who defines what? Because according to the West Baptist whatever, well, yeah, that's morally wrong to love another man if you're a man. Well, you know what? Then I'm not part of that church. Then I'm cool. And all it is just it's all based on a belief system. Islam is one thing. West Baptist. It's basically, in my opinion, is the moment that people stop being air quotes proud for he came out today. You know what? Good for them. But I'm not proud of any of them. In a sense, I am because you know what?
It's a big step.
It is a big
It is
step.
a big step. But then
It's
on
a
the
big
other
step
hand,
you're taking
it
too
shouldn't
late.
be. It shouldn't be a big
She should
step.
have came out years
No.
ago.
And
You're
the thing
right.
is also, it boils back down to black and white. Back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s,
Rosa
60s, Rosa Parks. Do they, and have they ever had, and do they have on a regular basis, Black Parade?
Yes.
Where?
Black History Month.
Black-
they have
No,
they
not
have
Black
quite
History
a
Month.
bit.
A Black Parade. I'm black and I'm proud.
Okay. See,
They don't, but then they do. They have gay pride parades and so on. So the moment that we don't have to have, and I'm using the term loosely, have to have gay pride parades and so on, is the moment that this won't be an issue. It'd be kind of like, who
that
cares?
we just accept it. This is what I'm trying. This is my
Yeah.
point. I'm trying to make is that one day we know there will be no closet. People will just be,
And that's the point I'm saying we need to get
and
to.
no one's gonna.
Is either
no one's
people
gonna-
don't try at all or people try too hard.
It'll be like IKEA, just no closets and open. Yeah,
Yeah, it would be.
I had to. Come on, yeah. It
Now
was
we're
getting too
bringing in the
serious.
sweets to the fold?
It was
But
getting
that-
too
it's
serious.
It's
just
just
of
like
like
the
what?
quote
That
that
was-
Morgan Freeman made a while ago about why he doesn't celebrate Black History Month. He says because that just keeps going with. He just
Yes.
basically said that.
That's the point.
Yeah, like you keep celebrating it as if it's.
Do we have a White History Month? We don't, do we?
Yeah, but
No,
we're the
because
ones who
we wrote
made
the
the
history.
problems.
Oh, yeah, it's because we have 11 months of the year.
Well, see, no, that's where I disagree.
Um,
We did not make the problems. Ancestors made the problems.
Well, yeah.
The people that first came here, or
But-
the folks
but
that
the thing is-
originally did it.
But the
We
thing I was
did
trying to
wrong.
make is that our generation gives a fuck. Because we were alive during the time that things changed. When change started to happen. when
From
people
the
started
80s
accepting.
on.
Yeah, from the 80s on, gay people started being accepted. Freddie Mercury,
Right, yeah, I was just gonna say
openly
Freddie Mercury.
gay. He did not hide the fact he
but
was
Liberace.
gay.
how many
Right.
death threats did he have?
Doesn't matter. The
It's
point is, he's a
ridiculous
symbol.
how
It
many
does.
he had.
It does matter though.
He was
as
a
long
symbol.
as there are people that death threat, pass legislation
Yeah.
that bans your lifestyle.
That's ridiculous.
But the
I
point,
mean that
you have to
that
count.
continues to mean we have a problem. The Texas newscaster that had the editorial said it best. I'm not always comfortable when a man comes out as gay. I don't understand his world, but I do understand that he is a part of mine. And I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I don't understand what they go through because I don't have to go through it. So I can't even imagine the kind of strain that might have put on Ellen Page or anybody else that's closeted. The problem is not that they are being celebrated for coming out or that people pay attention that they're coming out. The problem is that they have to come out.
Yes.
The problem is the closet.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of the proverbial closet. People just need to be able to be without being afraid of who they love.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest
That's it.
and
That's
that's the biggest problem is we aren't at that point.
And we won't be for at least another
2 or 3 generations.
more than that probably. Like
More
as
than
long
that.
as people will continue to make it seem as if it's wrong. And I'm not going to point out that it's all churches. Like I know Christians.
Oh, it's more
who
than
say-
that.
I know Christians who are fully accepting of it. They say, the church,
Absolutely.
the church that we were taught that Jesus loved people, and Christianity is about being Christ-like, and that's what they do. That's their example. They love everybody.
Yeah,
They don't understand, and I can't say it either. I've never been attracted to someone of the same gender, so I don't understand that the quote lifestyle, because to me that's not a lifestyle. That's just how you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lifestyle is gaming. Like my friends don't understand my comic book addiction, but that's
No
my
one understands
lifestyle.
my Joker addiction either.
Yeah,
No,
but
we
that's
know
a
we do. We
lifestyle.
do.
Being
You need
gay is not a lifestyle. That's just who you are. And that's why, again, like the people I know, like my friends who are Christian, which is why I'm cool with them. I love them because they accept it. They say I don't understand it, but I was taught to love them, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of people that we also need in this world. The people who are open, just despite what religion you are. If you go by your religion saying that, Jesus taught us to love, do it. It's religion should not be about hate. And that's what a lot of people like Islam and Muslims, they think that they're all the terrorists. Like, have you actually ever picked up a book and read about that religion? No? Okay. Well, then stop being ignorant. Ignorance needs to be just abolished, but it's not going to happen for a very, very, very long time.
I can one up that. Abolish all religions are all alike. No, I'm just kidding. That's a whole podcast unto itself. That's a joke.
Oh,
it's a joke.
Do we
It's a
talk
joke.
about the things you don't talk with friends?
It's
And religion
a
is one of
joke.
those things you do not talk
It's
about
a
with friends.
joke.
Is it a joke though?
But
I don't want massive flaming on the site. Or
Oh, don't
whatever.
worry.
Everybody listens. You'd be surprised.
No, but to end it at this point, and I guess this is the point, in my opinion, that pisses me off, is that I think Ellen Page should have came out a long time ago. She should have been proud to be who she is. And I feel there's probably a lot more celebrities. Like, celebrities do influence how this world works. As much as people don't want to agree to it, they do.
Yeah.
And if someone, let's say, I'm not saying Tom Cruise is gay, so don't flame me, but if Tom Cruise came out and said, this whole Scientology thing was an act, I'm actually gay, people go, like, that makes so much sense now.
That explains Vanilla Sky? No, I'm just kidding.
No one's
What?
perfect. Or even Magnolia. But
That's what I mean. Yeah, no.
but I mean, but that's the thing though. You have someone who comes in and goes, dude, I'm gay and I'm cool with it. People be like, oh my god, he's cool with it. That means I have to be cool with it. Because music influences society. Movies influence society. Governments do not
The thing
influence
is,
society. They piss people off.
It's not even a matter of being cool with it, because, well, if you're cool with it, that means you're accepting it. And if you're accepting it, that means, and you used to not accept it, but now you're accepting. Well, you gave in and you lost. Well, no, you can't lose because people hate losing. That's that's normal.
Right, but I mean...
So then instead of accepting it, just don't hate it. Who
Well, it's
cares?
not-
Just let it
You
be.
give people these opportunities to hate something when
give
you're
them-
not
you
proud
give
of
them
it.
You give them
Proud of
Bristol
coming out
board and
gay.
Sharpie markers and they go nuts. Like
Seriously, if let's just say Rainer came out as being gay, you know my reaction is cool. That's the end of the conversation. They won't be like, well, how long has it been? Like, who is the
I'm
other girl?
really proud of you.
Who is the other girl? Where's the video camera located?
Bob Saget? What?
No, but I mean, that's the point, is that if it's a celebrity that comes out, everyone will like, oh my god. If Rainer comes out, like, oh, that's just fucking Rainer, who gives a shit. But I mean, but it's
Thanks,
true, though.
Thanks.
It took a
No,
left turn.
but do you remember? You wouldn't remember this.
She's a celebrity.
Who was
in
the hockey
smaller
player that came out
circles.
as gay?
I look like
Oh
Kristen Stewart.
shit! What's his name?
Who was the hockey player that came out as gay that caused a whole shenanigan?
He was a Leaf.
He was a Leaf.
What about the
Because
football
Brian
player?
Burke had to weigh in on it,
The
too.
No, he was
the
his
first football player who's I can't remember what team he played for. He openly came out as being gay. His draft status may be dropping because of this.
Oh, Sam.
But they go with that
Sam
murderer.
Mitchell or Sam
No,
something.
The
Sam
point
is
is that-
coach of the-
No, but
yeah.
it's a generic name.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is because he's openly gay, even though the rest of his team's known since August.
But the point I'm trying to make is that if everyone came out that they're gay, these type of things won't happen. People would have to go,
Why-
well,
No, I
Well,
think
if
actually
People have to
something
be
else would
openly
happen.
Gay.
Well,
Like,
hold
like
on,
not even
hold on.
openly gay, but I mean, why hide from it?
that's what I mean. Like, just,
Why hide
this is
from
what
it?
I say. Just be. No one has to be openly gay or
Because-
straight. It's just
Because
just
it
be.
takes away that shock value of, oh my god, he's gay. It's gonna be like, ah, well, that's pretty cool.
You
Like
know
that'd
what?
be the end of the conversation.
Do you know why they do? Like I said, I don't understand their world because I don't live in it. But from what I can understand, from what I do see and read, people stay in the closet because they're afraid of the rejection of the rest of society. And when you see things like that gay segregation law under the guise of something else passing in Kansas, I can understand that fear.
Yeah, it's not gonna last though. I can honestly tell you that's
something's
not
gonna
gonna
happen.
last.
That's not
Something's gonna happen. And
Yeah,
it's gonna
you're
get to
right.
the point that Obama's gonna get flooded with so many goddamn letters over that.
But he can't- he's got no say in state law.
But he can. But the other senators can get involved.
No,
They can get involved and do
wrong.
like a bill or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
That's state. He's
that-
federal.
He's federal.
Oh, he's
State,
federal?
This is a state law. This is only in effect in the state of Kansas. Now, it could get challenged constitutionally.
Yeah.
And it likely won't pass that. But I mean, it's still got to get there first.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean,
it's.
I see it happening, but then I say to myself, it's only gonna be a matter of time until someone says this is a bad idea.
Absolutely. But the
it
fact that it
passed.
still happens and that it passed with an overwhelming, over 70% majority.
Ignorance is king.
And not by people, by the elected people. So who are the schmucks that
But what
voted for
generation
these
are they
guys?
from? Are they
No,
from
no,
the?
No. They get voted in like every 4 years, like everywhere
But I'm
else,
just
or every-
saying,
every-
my
every-
question
every
is, the
alternate 2
people
years,
that
half of
voted
them.
on this bill, what generation are they from? Are they from the new generation?
Here's
Or are
the
you
thing.
from the old generation
It
where
doesn't
racism and gays are
matter
not
what
accepted?
generation they're from, because
It does
you
matter.
still
Yes,
voted
it
for them.
does.
It
No,
influences their
matters.
decision. Influences their passion to say I'm in or I'm out.
But that's the thing. Don't vote for him. Vote for the other guy.
Of course,
'Cause
the
in
people at the
almost
time that
every-
voted them in did not know 4 years later that, oh my god, they're going to abolish gays. If they would have known that, they would have been like, maybe I'm not going to vote for you.
Maybe,
now-
maybe not. We don't know until
We
the
don't
next
know.
election happens.
Right.
vote
But the
for
point
the
I'm
other guy.
making is that you're like, well, these are the people who voted in. You're right. These are the people that voted in. But they didn't know retrospectively that this was going to happen.
No,
Because
it
if I voted in, let's say, John Smith and Carol Johnson or whatever, and then I find out a year later, I'm like, these people pushed a anti-gay law. I'm like, oh my God, I'm
So
burning
now-
their houses down.
Here's the moral of the story, in a way, to this whole Kansas thing that's kind of going to really annoy me.
Did you know
Uh,
Superman's from Kansas?
It's wicked.
I don't think Superman would approve of this.
No,
law.
he would not.
Because he's for the greater good.
He would throw that
But the
sulfate
moral
S
of
at
the story
somebody.
now, and what's going to annoy me or anybody who kind of follows politics even loosely, on every single election, let it be federal, provincial, municipal, everything in the States and Canada, every single person will flat out be it'll be part of their platform now on how they are on gay rights. Honestly, who cares? Rights are rights. They're a friggin' human being. As long as they're a citizen
You know
of a
what?
friggin' country, who cares?
This is what
Who cares?
pisses me off about governments is that they worry about shit that doesn't really matter.
Talk about the economy.
Fix
Talk
the
about healthcare.
economy. Stop the fucking gun issues that you have. No. We're not gonna, put a better gun law. We're gonna take away full autos.
But here's
But
the
we're
thing.
not going to grandfather.
It
it.
doesn't
We're not gonna
matter how many-
grandfather, but don't worry. That kid that's gonna show up at the school is gonna have to
It doesn't
reload.
matter how many laws they have because criminals don't follow them.
They
Oh,
don't.
snap.
It does make an effect, though. It does. You make it more punishable. Like what was law?
Take a look at if you take.
What
a
was
look
law
at
like in the Western? You shot that guy, you didn't do it, boom, you're dead. Or I'm hanging you.
So that's
That
how
was
it
the
should
end
be.
of the comment.
Take
Absolutely.
a look at the gun control laws in other countries. And it's not so much.
What country has that gun law that you can go anywhere you want, but the gun law, but it's like very little crime? I want to say it was like Sweden or Finland or something. I remember seeing.
No, most European countries you're not allowed to carry.
I don't remember what it was. I seen it though, like months ago.
And it's so strict. It's
I remember the picture because the girls are like
Japan's-
riding their bikes and they got like M4 carbines on their back.
That
sounds like
Kansas.
Kansas.
Was that Kansas?
No,
That's weird.
probably some African country or some.
Yeah.
Dude, the chicks were white.
Yeah,
there's
South
white people in
Africa.
Africa.
South Africa is predominantly white.
Really?
You
Yeah.
would think South Africa.
Okay, let me get there when we fly over. Hey,
Hey,
South
I
Africa-
thought the
sorry, it's been a few years since I've been to
South Africa
Zimbabwe.
had apartheid until the 80s. Come on.
So yeah, how's that geek talk, guys? We're talking about politics. We're talking about religion. We're talking about
I'm
homosexuality.
a carrot farmer in
And,
South Africa.
Yeah.
That's
So
how-
Ellen Page, eh?
No, but I guess I just want to end at this point. I was like, I really wish that she came out earlier, and this wasn't the whole. I don't know, because
I just wish people had to stop living in. I just want the closet
that
to go
really
away.
pisses me off.
IKEA living. That's all. I say.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I have
Just
no
be who
issues.
you are. Don't hide yourself.
And you know what?
But
If
It's
you're a
just-
pompous asshole,
people-
i.e. me, I fucking live that lifestyle. I am a pompous asshole.
You're not.
I'm fine.
Well, he has his
That's just
moments.
your.
Oh, I
his
have my
image.
moments
That's his
already.
image.
But
My
the
image.
thing is it would be great if everybody could come out and live openly. But the problem is there's just too much fear.
We just need to
They
adopt
get
the Star
kicked out
Trek
of the
philosophy of
house, and then
equality.
once you get kicked out of the house, where do you go when you're 15? Your parents don't accept you. See, okay, this is a perfect example. I was reading the news the other day,
Oh my god.
and this is the kind of parenting for me that go fuck yourself, Todd.
No,
This
it's
is-
not what you're saying.
Okay, this is the kind of parenting that again just is what's going to continue these problems. Is these I guess these two guys, they have a little girl, and it was her 7th birthday party, and they sent an invite, and the one woman sent it back and said, and just wrote out this big reason. I don't want to subject my son to your
I seen
lifestyle,
that.
and
Yeah.
I feel bad for Sophie and all this, and just because they were gay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, because it's bad parenting, of course. And what
Because-
was it?
but
Was
that-
it Neil
but-
Patrick Harris and his partner? They have 2 kids or something, and they're abusing the children, and they're all smiling, and the kids are, oh, that's brutal abuse. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris is a friggin' hoot. I'd like to have him
And
drink
imagine for a second you're a 15-year-old kid and you're gay, and your parents are very conservative.
This is the point I
types.
was just making, that you're
Yeah.
going to get kicked out of the house. Where do you go when you're 15 and you don't know like anything about real life yet?
See, the thing is, being conservative and being like anti-gay is 2 different things. Like for
You're
me, I have 4 kids. They're all boys. If any of them turn out gay, I'll be brutally honest, and I'll say it like to anybody who's listening. Am I going to be comfortable right away? Hell no. Why? Have I ever experienced it? Nope. But it's just like when I'm going to have the first boner talk with the oldest one, am I going to be comfortable with it? Not quite. No, but that's a fact.
No, it's
You
true.
have to
I
have the
know.
talk.
Hey,
You're going to
I've
be
got-
comfortable with it? No,
I've got-
but you're going to become comfortable with it with time. And am I going to be accepting? I'm going to have to, because it's my damn child. And if I don't want to accept it, I shouldn't have had a kid to start with. And if there's a boyfriend that comes in, am I going to be cool with it? That's going to be hard to stomach, but I'm going to have to. Why? If I'm not, I shouldn't have had kids. I should have castrated myself.
Oh well.
No, okay. So I'm going to be accepting even if I don't like. No. Bottom line is, yeah, you just
They're your kids.
yeah. Who cares?
Love them. They have to love you unconditionally.
You want them
love
to be
them
happy,
unconditionally.
healthy, and live a long life and be productive.
I wouldn't go
members of
that
society
far.
and Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of parenting.
If my kid
And
come,
having-
if my kid came out as a cyborg, I will not love that
I'd be okay with
unconditionally.
that. I'd be
I would
like,
put him
when
to
did it
work
happen?
early.
Put him to work early.
Yeah, if he came out as a
You're gonna wash some cars with that cyborg arm of yours.
Wash cards. Fuck.
Attach
wash
a hose
cards,
to
man.
'em.
Count cards.
Depends on where the
all right.
cyber
I think we're
implants
done
are.
abusing this
Yeah, I
one.
think we're going.
But,
off
yeah,
topic just a
I
smidge.
think 2 hours.
I
Is
I
it
think
enough?
this one's gonna hurt.
No, wait, we still have 3 minutes. Stretch it. We might as well
Oh,
round
all
up.
Well,
That's
Round
my half
up.
Marathon.
Let's-
That's my
let's-
half marathon.
let's just kind of end this on it's a topic
I
where
think
everyone
everyone-
has strong feelings. We've got a long way to go until accept, and I think we can all agree that being accepting of someone being gay is a lot different than necessarily being comfortable about it.
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to actually
and the-
say we should get to the Star Trek, equality, but then I realized there's no gay people in Star Trek.
No, there kind of is.
I don't
but they
remember
didn't
seeing
really,
a gay person in Star Trek ever.
Because they don't pay
The
attention
gay
to it because it
actor.
doesn't matter.
George Takei matters.
That could be what it is.
George
Is it
Takei matters.
Will Wheaton?
No, but I mean,
Isn't
seriously,
he?
I'm thinking. No,
I
because
don't
in the
know.
Star Trek
Will
universe,
Wheaton.
everyone's equal. There's no
No,
one's
he's
better
not
than anyone else.
Yeah.
I swear I thought he was gay. Will Wheaton's
No,
not gay?
Wheaton's.
No, Will Wheaton's
Will
married.
Wheaton is not gay. Will Wheaton grows
He's
a
just
mean
like-
beard, but he's not gay.
Really?
Like, I mean,
He's got a hot
beard.
wife.
He's like fucking
And we
Beardo
forgot.
Baggins. He can rival your brother in beard
Yeah,
power. Like, I mean, fuck.
And
He
he
had to
Brother
trim it
rival
for
me.
his interview, and I was
My
like,
brother or me?
like,
My brother doesn't grow a beard.
remember
You could
when he did the
rival
Beardo
your
Baggins? Remember when he didn't shave for 2 years? Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
intense.
We really
I got a
are
text
stretching
update.
this out 3 minutes by talking about beards.
No, I'm just stating a fact.
Because Rainer feels
No,
left
but
out.
it's
That was a
what I'm
sideways
trying to
compliment,
say
I think.
is that there's
You have no beard,
universes that
congratulations.
there's
Thank you.
universes that have
I
been.
work hard on that.
I'm proud of you for not having a beard.
Thank you.
What I'm
I'm
trying
glad
to
you accept it.
You should be proud of that.
what I'm trying to say is that there was universes created that claim to have equality and you don't see it. Like, I mean, Star Trek is an example. I've never seen one gay character. In Star Wars, I've never seen one. Well, Jar Jar Binks doesn't count.
Well,
But I mean,
that's not necessarily true.
but
I
you
mean,
don't
Binks
see
is
it though. And I mean, society-wise, people look at this shit. I don't, but there's people who look at
That's
this,
why it's starting. Like,
and that's why
Star
I say
Wars was in the 70s. Star Trek was in the 60s.
60s.
Yeah. Or
60s and
60s.
early 90s.
But I mean, the third trilogy, like new trilogy, they
But-
had the opportunity to do it.
Why? Who cares? Leave it alone.
They should do it though.
But they
to prove the
shouldn't.
point.
And,
no,
and what,
that
and
is
what,
just a fad. That's all it is.
and getting
That's all it is.
Being gay is a fad.
No, if they put
It's
it
a
in
weekend
the movie,
exploration.
If they put it in the movie or in the
College
show, it's
exploration.
just all they're doing is
We're not in college, Mark.
They're just trying to cap. Yeah, exactly.
they're just trying to capitalize
Yes.
on the moment.
That's all
Okay.
it is.
I can see that. I can
Okay.
definitely
The
see
fact
that.
that
point
they're
of view.
not-
Okay, when it's
being
put at me
negative
that
to-
way, that makes
Thank
more
you.
sense.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is that there's people who use movies to influence the decisions in life, and they don't even. It doesn't even. I don't have to see a guy go, "Hey, how's it going?" You know what I mean? Just kind of like
No,
you're
you're
walking
right.
background. You don't have to have a main gay character's background. Like everyone should look at MPH and be like, "Boom! You are what I should be."
And you know what? You're absolutely right. There is an underrepresentation of LGBTQ community in in media right now. Lesbian.
No, I know.
gay,
Yeah,
It's okay.
No, but like, I'm sorry, I'm not up to my acronym snuff.
in media representation. I mean, where you're actually seeing that community be embraced the most right now is video games.
Yep.
There is
Last of Us.
Mass Effect, you can actually
Last
be
of
gay.
Us, Mass Effect. There's a ton of indie games out as well.
And who's playing those games? Not children, but a younger generation.
The generation that was a part of the change.
17 to 36-year-olds is the
Exactly.
general demographic.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I'm screwed it on 40.
Oh my God! Imagine Mass Effect 12.
No, but that's the thing, though. It shifts as you go, though. That's the thing.
No,
Yeah.
It shifts.
it grows with you. It ages with you.
It grows and it ages with you, but at the same time, the content that's coming out now for that particular community is starting to grow. They've got Gamer X now, which is a game convention, like an actual comic book and video game convention, dedicated to advancing the LGBTQ community in gaming and in comics.
And then we have cosplayers who are cross-playing, which is also pretty awesome.
Yeah,
but
that's
as
pretty
long as
cool.
they look the part, who cares? Or as long as it looks good,
Yeah,
or
we
looks
know,
entertaining,
what's
I personally
Roxy?
don't care.
Yeah, Roxy.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
Rob.
yeah.
Rob's pretty cool.
And
And his cosplay is awesome.
Yeah, his
Like,
cosplay's pretty badass.
and what it boils down to is inroads are being made. It's just like all progress, it never happens fast enough for everybody.
I guess I can agree with that.
And that I think is the true the truest statement I can make about this is because we all want everyone to be able to love who they want to love. We want everybody to be able to be accepted.
Listen, I love Tara Strong. I just don't think the feeling's mutual.
No, it definitely isn't. She's-
I have to wait for the roof one to wear off and you guys leave, but we'll find out in about 20 minutes.
But
I mean,
you know,
let's go drinking.
you know, we all want to see these things happen. We may know they're not going to happen in our lifetime, and that's definitely frustrating. But I think the best we can all hope to accomplish is to do our own best in our own ways, in our own lives, and in our own communities, to make sure that if someone does come out, we do our best to accept them as who they are, because who they are hasn't changed just because they decided to tell you that they're gay.
Agree with that.
Unless you live with them, and even then.
What?
Unless you share a room with them, then it's different.
Like, I gotta understand if you're pissed off that your best friend's marrying a tortoise. I get that. That would fuck me up. I'm like, what are you doing, Mike? I'm marrying a turtle. Okay, then I understand that. But I mean, people would just make such a big deal over things that should not be a big deal anymore. Who cares? You know what's a big deal? Fucking streets not plowed. That's a fucking big deal. Especially where we live in Canada.
First world problem.
That is a first world problem.
Yep.
But anyways,
I
think we should. I think we're done.
I think yeah, we should
we're done.
definitely
We're
end it
done.
on that. Everybody go out, enjoy a chimichanga.
Chimichanga.
And do something nice for somebody. Just because I told you to.
Rainer, get out.
Fuck you.
Anyways.
I'll give you my burrito.
Swear to me. What?
Swear to me.
Okay.
Swear to you what?
Andrew said enjoy a chimichanga. We're going to go have a chimichanga, but unfortunately Rainer gets a gluten-free burrito.
I want a burrito. I'm hungry.
Gluten-free chimichangas.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.